Well, another day here for the Pinnacle Cup II, a game which is going to be a great one. HAVU versus Entropiq to kick things off here. Our second game of the day. I'm Retro, joined by Fi. A banger of a matchup, my friend. I can't lie. We've got Entropiq, very strong side individually, looking very strong on paper, and of course HAVU as well. A bit of a dip in success recently, but looking very strong on the on the rise now. Maybe after making some changes and hopefully some more prep, they can definitely put up a show.
Yeah, definitely so. I definitely think HAVU, though I did take a look at the odds before this, and they were absolutely crushing in the favor of Entropiq. I will say that HAVU, they haven't been looking too bad this entire tournament. I'm just taking a gander at what we got. Of course, Disturbed, the coach, filling in for Jemmy, who was drawn out and put on the bench. But so far, I mean, throughout this tournament, being 2-2 and taking some very, very solid wins, especially the one that catches my eye is a 2-0 victory over Fiend. Definitely not in terrible stead for this lineup.
No, absolutely. I think that this is going to be quite interesting to see, if HAVU can stand up to the test. They peaked at number 14, and that was back in late April. So I'm looking, quite honestly, to see how things go with that. Of course, currently ranked 35th in the world as we speak. But again, the matches that they've been playing recently haven't been looking too bad. 2-0 in Copenhagen Flames and Fiend. Definitely some sort of a proving ground for the Finnish side. But of course, losing out 2-1 to MIBR and 2-0 to Skade in Pinnacle as well. I think there's swings and roundabouts to this team. Sometimes they lose to the teams that they shouldn't be losing to, but sometimes they beat teams that arguably they shouldn't be winning to. So I think that right now this is just a bit of a confusing stage for them. I don't want to say, that this is looking all too bad. I just think at this point in time, inconsistency, I think, is the word I would use for that side right now. But looking over to the side of Entropiq, and I would argue the exact same, not really looking at the same form as we saw not even a month ago. However, we know that they have some fight in them, and I'm excited to see how this roster does.
Yeah, definitely so. You see the lineup in front of you and in front of your eyes, and every time we cast it, we always talk about how good they were just a few months ago. But this team, it is a bit of a proving ground here. Because, I mean, in this elimination match between these two teams, you got to make a statement. If you get eliminated at this stage of the tournament, you got to go back and wonder to yourself, is this project really working as intended? It's been a little bit of a slump for the Entropiq side as of late, just recently taking a 2-0 loss to Ents, and they need to battle back against the Finns here today to kind of prove their worth. I guess the same goes for HAVU as well. This entire matchup as a whole really comes down to which team is just, I simply, still more in form. It's about stemming the bleeding, so to speak. And, well, if we don't see Entropiq in Pinnacle Cup playoffs, then I am a man to be surprised.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting that you mentioned that. I think we were talking about in the last game that we casted. Entropiq, realistically, you'd bet your house on them. To be favourites heading into this tournament. We do have the veto on screen. Inferno being removed by Entropiq now. Vertigo bound by HAVU. So Overpass at map 1. I would expect maybe Dust 2 here for HAVU, and we get exactly that. The rest of the veto, I don't think matters all too much. Entropiq getting rid of Ancient. I think that's interesting. Nuke gone. So our decider is Mirage. And funny you should mention that, right, is that this is the 2-2 stage. This is the last stage of Pinnacle Cup II as a whole before we move to the playoffs. One of these teams is going home in the main Swiss stage, and I think that is key knowledge to withhold, is that both teams have to play their hearts out, no doubt about it. So Overpass, Dust 2, Mirage is where they'll fight out today. Obviously, both sides picking the CT side on the opposite team's map, respectively. I want to get your thoughts on this sort of veto and how your prediction stands, because we've got Overpass, which we know is a very strong map for a side like Entropiq, but at the same time, HAVU very weak at it. We look to a map like Dust 2, where Entropiq actually have the better win rate. HAVU maybe playing the slightly better teams on Dust 2. I mean, it's questionable, right? And then, of course, Mirage, our decider. Where do you stand in this whole thing?
This veto could have really gone anywhere, but if anyone's going to be favored, it is Entropiq. They've had the greater success on all sides of the coin here, and they kind of got to pick and choose which maps they wanted to play. It's a bit of an off pick for HAVU, right? You pick Dust 2, but it's Entropiq's most played map. They've had most of their success on it through the past couple of months, and then ending up on a decider like Mirage. It could go either way on Mirage if we do get there, but right now, I mean, it's Entropiq who have the ball in their court, so to speak. They have possession, and they can go ahead and play this game however they want. Going into the first pick of Overpass, though, just taking a gander at the stats, it hasn't looked good for HAVU, even with the addition of Disturbed. But there is a bit of, there's time to prepare for this game. You might have some forewarning up against the opponent you're playing. So we'll see what HAVU bring out for Overpass. Of course, it's not been their best map, but if they can give Entropiq a little bit of run for their money, give themselves a little bit of confidence rolling into Dust 2, I can see this one going to a third.
Yeah, I think you raise a very good point, is that we've just got to see something from HAVU to really go, okay, wow, this is looking good for them. We know they're a team, some consistency. Again, I think I want to highlight that point, is that they've beaten teams arguably I'd put them in the underdogs of, and they've beaten teams in which they've been the favourites that they've lost in. And this is quite nicely for them because I don't want to say no pressure, but they are the underdogs. They don't, they're not coming out here expecting to win against a side like Entropiq. Of course, they're going to play like they want to win, but odds speak heavily in favour of Entropiq, looking good for them. I'm just wondering if this map veto is exactly how I would have picked it out to be. I think Dust 2 is a very good shout considering the Inferno ban's gone, but again, you've got to think, Ancient could have been a shout, slightly better win rate, slightly more maps played. I think that was something in my mind as well that I was contemplating in this veto. But Dust 2, I feel like, is a strong suit, but it's a stronger suit for Entropiq. So I'm really excited to get into things. Nonetheless, we are going to kick things underway with our first map of Overpass. It is Entropiq's map pick. It is their time to shine. And as you can see, the odds on screen over at Pinnacle, looking very one-sided in favour of Entropiq. And that's how this matchup is teed up to be.
Could be. Let's see if HAVU can throw anything in the mix here. This sounds a good way to start it off, and a chunky utility too. Smokes invested from the CT side. Practice to stall out. Disturbed will lose it. Elian just tapping away with the P250. Aerial next up to take so very much damage. It's already down to the 4-on-5.
Yeah, not looking good whatsoever for them, especially with that HP disadvantage. Elian is somewhat low as well, but you've got to consider, he's already found the kill. There's already extended damage on Aerial, and they've not really thrown all too much utility in the way to stop it. And so a very good start for Entropiq as of yet. Yet to pull the trigger, though, on this execute, and I do admire the discipline on this play. Pull away, let's think things through, let's talk about, where do we want to end up in this round. We've got that connected control, we've got a little bit of monster control, nothing too substantial. So let's see how things go. Slowy, tagged up, again tagged on the peak, now drops the smoke, but look, the gap's been closed a fair bit. Lackey going for some spam, and it isn't all too grand, but for now, Entropiq still withhold that 5v4, and now look towards B with this connector control, and now the short control of mind.
They do have a smoke on Nickelback. I'm going to be interested to see where he places it. I think the default spot to place it is towards the Heaven position. It seems like he's lining that up, and so this will be a B finish here for Entropiq. Finally, with much delay, we finally make it in here, and there's only Slowy here on the site. His teammates in Heaven are smoked out. Slowy has to fight here alone.
Can he get anything done? So much damage tagged up, and bear in mind he's not got any Kevlar. It's just Glock to the chest will do it. Lackey doubles up, and Zore last man standing. Aerial to fall, and I think saving the kit and smoke could be the plan. I mean, and 1v5 Ninja isn't exactly going to be on the forefront of his mind. And, well, they close the gap, they close the distance, and they close out the pistol round. Entropiq out in front. And again, fairly good start. No real damage done to their side. I mean, this could be looking quite comfortable for them. I think that, continuing on into future rounds, we've got the AKs, we've got the Galils, we've got the SMGs, we've got a good variation in weaponry. And, I mean, look at the casualties here for Entropiq. I think all 5 survived at the end of this round, if I'm not mistaken. So, where does HAVU lie with things? Of course they're going to go for the force. They're going to try and bounce back, but the money just isn't there, nor maybe the confidence into this round because of the gun differential.
Yeah, I do want to say that round definitely has some telltale signs of what Entropiq want to do on this type of map. If they're going to go for this very slow grind of a play style, that is feasible on this map, but it's going to be so difficult for HAVU. It's kind of your worst nightmare. You're on your off pick, on your off map, and your opponent wants to slow grind every single round so meticulously. It's going to be very tough for this HAVU CT side to get away with any sort of aggression, any sort of gaps in the defense, unless they've prepared something. So we'll have to see for the upcoming gun rounds to see what HAVU have in store really here for Overpass, but we get a bit of a sign here from Entropiq that They want to play their tactical style. It's not really something we're too used to from Entropiq. We're used to a very brawly melee style, get into the thick of the action very quick. But if they're going to be running this style on Overpass, then it's going to be difficult for HAVU. Let's see how they fare on their force buy, of course. This can always change the tide of the game.
Let's see, indeed. I think that this is going to be a crunch time scenario. Lackey getting up close. AK good for one, good for a second. Now that's exactly what Entropiq needed and HAVU desperately wanted from them. I think that this is one of those situations now where do you look to save the scouts and the UMP? You've got the half armor. I mean, admittedly, a couple of players are tagged. You could try and, you know, dip the toes in the water, see if you can get a kill. Zori dishing out some punishments are Lackey, but again, another tag, no conversion. I think you've just got to pull the plug and go, you know what, this is it. It's over. Rounds killed. Let's just fall back, save the money, save the weapons, bring them forward to the next round where we could do some more damage, try and halt the progression of Entropiq even more. And I think, yeah, decent round from Entropiq, and HAVU can't exactly complain with that kill either, but Lackey really opened up that round, and the AK brought across as well, I think, is going to be kept into the third. So, not a bad start from Entropiq, and HAVU, I mean, signs of life, but yet to really see that impact.
Exactly. Exactly there. I mean, of course, we will have to have an eco after this to really see what HAVU is made of. But again, another one of those slow grind rounds from Entropiq. They make sure that they at least put some pressure on the A site and keep those defenders locked in place. And then they just execute B. Like, they just run a simple tactic, and it works against HAVU. It's an understaffed B site, and HAVU can't hold with only the Deagles. Nice double kill from Lackey in on the entry as well. As we're already going to be in our first little technical pause here, a bit of a lull in the action. Next round, not too much to look forward to, so won't be too much tension built up in this one. But it'll give us a chance to shout out our sponsors. Of course, Pinnacle, providing us all the odds and all the action. You can head over and register at pinnacle.com/odds and use the code CUP21, bet 10 euros and get 10 euros. Of course, all terms and conditions apply. You must be 18 years and older to bet. But, of course, we're in a little bit of technical pause. It's just a bit slow, maybe a slower day at the office here. Getting off to a slow pace here on Overpass might be something that, you know, a team like HAVU need.
I love the technical reason. Forrester, Robo, voice in TeamSpeak. Legendary. I love that. And, of course, I feel like this is the, you know, I love this technical pause music. Just listening, you know, gets me entertained, you know, head bop.
It's a cat jam.
It is a cat jam. I do agree.
Do you have any, do you know any other dancing emotes on Twitch? Do you have like a...
Is there the
like,
Pepe dance one? I don't know.
Yeah.
Pepe D?
I don't think Pepe D. That wouldn't work for this. I'm not sure what emotes
I don't think it's an
Relog
emote.
has.
I think it would be like do, you know. Maybe not the real do, but you know.
Yeah.
It's on par, I would argue. Anyway,
this is a
it's a jam.
right now. It is. I think the jam is about to be over though. And oh no.
Do us like that.
Yeah, this is going to be the full eco round from HAVU as well, so it's not going to be too much to scream and shout at. There is UMP and Scout brought into it, so if they want to do a little bit of damage in this one, this would be the type of thing to do it. No more dancing, though. We're back into the action. Slowly going aggressive with the Scout. Let's see if he has some flair to it. Not quite. Can't quite connect. And now Forrester putting pressure on Monster as well. So already the opening duel's not a success here for HAVU. Not a loss, but I guess with the state of affairs, you need those frags as quickly as possible, and Forrester's going to be dealing them out to Zori. This one should just be a simple mop-up, if anything, for Entropiq.
Yeah, let's see. Again, I'm wondering, you know, what is there to get? Well, a first kill in the name. Looking good, looking really good now on the get-go. But I'm just wondering, you know, 4v4 situation. We now have that Galil in the hands of HAVU. You've got to take it carefully, extremely carefully at that, if you are Entropiq, because another gun lost could be problematic. Although, as I say that, Lackey finds one, gonna get dinked up. Nice shot from Aerial, close the gap though. Nickelback and Elian have sweeped down at the A site, just left to disturb. USP in hand. You're not gonna find all too much in this post plant. Maybe a dink conversion onto Nickelback. But again, I think that even then is a bit of a stretch. Saving a gun will be at the top of his priorities, and I'm just wondering, you know, where the closest one in. Has a player died towards long? No, so he is going to have to dip his toes in towards sight.
Yeah, I thought there was a Galil dropped from Forrester out towards Monster. I'm not sure if that's gone somewhere, or maybe I'm not sure if he threw it away before he went in for the fight. Either way, though, Disturbed not going to get much of this. If he does clutch this up, this will be a certain Twitter clip, but with time ticking so low, then I don't think he's going to doing anything. HAVU, I know the HAVU social media manager very well. He'd definitely be in it. Oh, okay, well, hold on. He's actually found himself a gun. Oh, but not for much longer. Okay, close there.
Maybe. Could have been. Could have been.
It could have been. But not to be. It will be the full buy-in, though, from HAVU. Whether you hold on to a gun or not is not necessarily a too big of an issue here. They will have the full gun setup in here, as well as Zori back on the AWP. He definitely has had his heyday on his team. Let's see if he can turn up in this kind of round. He's going to need to. Entropiq, though, bonusing this one out a little bit, barring Elian purchasing up the op. So this can still be a very deadly start here. Zori going aggressive.
Flashed away. Nickelback to close the gap, and that is a disgusting kill with a MAC-10. You can't allow that. Aerial in for the trade, but can't double down. Lackey to now sweep the man advantage in favor of Entropiq, and all things considered, that's the AWP and an M4A1S. All of that A control gone. Elliot's charging right forward with it, and he's caught himself a kill for his own. Now a 4v2, and HAVU again caught with their pants down completely towards A, and that's enough to indefinitely Disturbed back for one. But again, a 3v2. You've got one kit in the post plant, a smoke, and a flash, a molly, and a nade between the two players. Not looking awful, but at the same time, you can only wonder, you know, again, when do you want to just call this round quits? If X7 can find a kill here, could be looking good, but bomb slips away at the right time, and I think, yeah, they are going to attempt the retake. There's no reason not to, but...
Wait a minute. They are on this fast flank. X7 just spotted the bomb. I think they might consider going for this. They have this forward position. X7 is an X factor out towards long. They're not ready for him. This is doable. Does have to slow down. Not to give away... Oh, I think he's just been heard. If Lackey's checking this, then maybe. Yeah, Lackey seems so confident that it's coming from long. X7 might have given an opportunity, but he still hits a shot anyways. We're into the 2 versus 2. I thought this might have been undoable for HAVU, but X7 with his advanced positioning has brought it back. Now it's up to Disturbed. Oh, but Krad lops off the head of X7, and now Disturbed in the 1 versus 2. Face down with a very ugly crossfire, and Krad will deal in the killing blow. Could have gotten interesting there, though.
Oh, yeah.
Cannot lie.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think that this one, very, very important to see that, you know, yeah, Entropiq just won that round, but again, a very narrow one considering the scenario. It was a 4v2 at one point, and, you know, to find 2 kills, not all bad. I'm just wondering now for the future of this side. Heading into round 5, heading into this sort of, like, half-buy situation because of the max round loss bonus, you know, you could afford to do what Ariel's done, where you've just full-blown bought a rifle, but you're going to be expecting limited utility in the next. And so HAVU now trying to balance out between, okay, I want to, you know, keep enough money into the next round, but I don't want to underspend here because we know we can do some damage. And HAVU in that situation right now, 5-man stack towards B, and look at the default for Entropiq. Even though, you know, it is the pistols running into this B site, this, you know, 5-man guillotine in effect out towards B, this could become very problematic for Entropiq.
It could be, but they've been very good on their execute. They've been very principled, and, I mean, so far this game, they've played every single round very precisely, gone about it in cautious fashion. They've been probing out all sides of the map, making sure that they at least get some pressure on the A side. But again, grouping up for a B side execute. You did talk about the 5-man guillotine. It might be sprung. Who though is the question. Forrester looking to entry.
Let's see. Flashbang is over again. No one yet to peek, yet to pull the trigger. I mean, this smoke's surely indicative at least of some presence, but I don't think HAVU will expect the full shabam, although that's 2 kills. Now make it 3. X7's found one more, and I talked about the guillotine. I talked about the effectiveness of this round, but it should never have happened like this. Entropiq blasted out towards B, completely caved in, inside and out, as it's all left on Krad in a 1-on-5. AK picked up on X7, he backs away. Krad to a press again, spotted out. 15 seconds to go. No bomb, no chance, no time. All said and done. HAVU find their first on the force.
I'm just amazed. I mean, you were completely right, Retro. And really, I did see some hesitancy from Entropiq. They lose that opening kill, and all of a sudden they want to back away towards the A site, but they're too late. They're already locked in place, and HAVU can just lay waste to them with the Deegs and the 5-7s. Big round to be winning. That's a comeback. I mean, those are the type of rounds that start comebacks. Those are the type of rounds that start win streaks. But they're going to need to do it in this one as well. Entropiq are still in with the buy. It's not like their money has been broken. There will be no freebies for HAVU unless they win this round.
100%. Let's see how things go. I mean, Molly extinguished by the smoke immediately. Alien looking for a way into this round, looking for something to bring forward, an advantage of some sort. Nothing given just yet. I mean, no doubt Entropiq have got the buy here where it's like, okay, you know, this still could give them a round win. But at the same time, you've got to understand as well that, you know, if they lose this round, it's a reset. Disturbed finds the first, yet to be traded. So much utility over the top. Aerial's found a second. Spam through the smokestun, extended damage even more so. A 3v5 before we even expected fight. And I mean, another kill in favor of HAVU. This has gone from bad to worse here for the for the T side.
Very messy. They think they have a read on the round. I'm gonna go ahead and analyze this before it's even over because Alien likely off to save in the 1v5. But they see the boost get broken down, and so they assume that no one's playing on the site for some odd reason, and Disturbed can get himself a second. Hold on, though. Alien is dealing some heavy damage on the way out. And he does have 40 seconds. He is locked in, though. He does have Aerial to deal with here in the T-ramp. Is Alien going to be ready for this? The question is, will he pull out his gun? He's not going to check his corners, though. And Aerial has him dead to rights. He can even go in for the double-up setup. He'll decline it. But T for HAVU. But just to say there, yet again, some extra hesitancy, not quite the same meticulousness we saw earlier in the half from Entropiq. They were clearing out every side of the map. They made sure that they were putting pressure on the A site, and it seems like some boxes were left unchecked in that round. And HAVU can have a very solid B site defense. I mean, good stuff on the counter utility. Everything was just perfect for the defense there for HAVU. Entropiq couldn't put the pieces together, and they find themselves in an eco. I mean, this is now HAVU's chance to strike back in this game.
100%. This is worrying stuff now for Entropiq. You know, starting so well, a 4-0 lead, you know, their map pick, things were looking really good for them. And now we come onto this where it's like, okay, you lose your buy to a half buy, which, I mean, not all bad, but, you know, it happens. It was a bit unfortunate that you ran into the site they were stacked on, but the round afterwards, where it was like little to no knowledge towards A, we didn't have any presence like we do here on the eco, where, you know, we're clearing out toilets, we're clearing out long, we're doing everything we can to get the information. None of that was considered. It was just sort of like a, you know, okay, we're going to just send it towards B, let's play slow control and go from there. And that's cost them greatly because HAVU have the read, they have the aggression, they have the timing, they have the players. And in this round, again, no real knowledge towards B. You've got that X7 jump spot on short. We had that hold from Monster on Disturbed. And HAVU, they've rotated the third player up into the guillotine once again. Entropiq with the pistols, not anticipating too much, but you've got to find some damage here, surely. And I mean, Nickelback in a 1v5, not good for anything. Slow will find a kill. HAVU 3, Entropiq 4, and a bit of an upswing here for HAVU. If this stays persistent, we could be in for a very interesting series.
Yeah, I will say that, well, now Entropiq are kind of falling into the style that they're, or at least I'm more used to seeing from them. That is the very brawly, get-in-your-face type of Counter-Strike, while HAVU can just pick that apart with ease. They are the cool, calm, and collected bunch, but they're going to have to maintain it for this one. A full buy back in from Entropiq. Let's see if we see a different look in these type of gun rounds. I'm not a big fan of the fast play style, very one-dimensional towards one site. While you can focus all your resources there, it can come back to bite you in the positioning department. Look at this little boost, though. Oh, and Entropiq are assembling their own. This could get lethal for one or both sides, and Forrester somehow dropped Slowy. Unbelievable. The nade, though, will catch him on the way out. So we're back down to the 4-on-4.
That's so cheeky. Right-click jump throw over the top, and then it just bounces. Literally, I think any less power, like had he not walked forward just a tad there. It would have sat behind the wall and he wouldn't have died. So very, very fortunate to find that kill, but the dink was enough. You know, that extended damage, he knew all he had to do was throw the grenade over the top. Really, really good stuff. Now into the 4v4. And again, I mean, you look at the HP bars, and that was heavily in Entropiq's favour beforehand. But because of the HE, because now it's granted in a 4v4, my egg still set well within the HAVU basket. Wow. My word, is that a spam from X7. Dinking up Nickelback through the wood plating. So a 4v4, and the HP stands firmly in favour of HAVU. And look at the rest of the utility here for Entropiq for the execute. We've got one smoke and one nade to try and get themselves out onto the site. I just don't think that this is enough. Entropiq, I'm not too sure. I don't want to put my finger on it exactly right now. I'm not too sure what it is, but it's a combination of things that are leaving them well and truly out of the rounds. We've used that smoke for Heaven. We have found ourselves out towards the B site, but again, you've got nothing to support you post plant. Same for HAVU, but they don't really need it. They've got the numbers advantage and the HP advantage.
Well, they have the HP. The numbers, though, are quickly dwindling. Shaving this one down to a 3 versus 3. Alien chambering shot after shot with the off, but it's Nickelback and Lackey, the rifles, to do the trick here. And only 7 on 2 HP, make it none. 5-3 for Entropiq, and that's a big round again. I will say that the utility ran dry for HAVU. They only had a solo man on the site, and he was only disturbed. Who's, I mean, no shame to him, not necessarily the man for the job at times. He has actually, you know what? I will bring up this point. He actually has delivered a couple of very nice maps for his squad while he has been standing in as they await a 5th. But admittedly, he couldn't stand up to the task in that round. So, I mean, it will be another buyback in for HAVU. Not all is lost, but a good clapback from Entropiq to keep their foot on the accelerator, so to speak.
Let's see how things go in this one. Lots of utility to support Entropiq in this round.
Oh!
Okay, Nickelback. Just do it like that, will we? No problems at all, I guess. No comment. 5v4 situation, and I mean, just like that, you know, HAVU a little bit stunned in that one, you know, maybe not anticipating the wallbang. Double nade over the top, disturbed. Okay. Yeah, have some of that Entropiq, HAVU will be saying. That is a beautiful double nade stack. Molly over the top, and it's going to burn them both! Slowing it, aerial utility geniuses here out towards B. From a one-man disadvantage to a one-man advantage. It's so perfect from HAVU.
It's so satisfying,
it's so clean.
Oh, dear. It makes you want to cry with tears of joy. But there's still a round to be played here. They might have lost 2 players. It's back towards this A site, though, Retro, and there's Zori posted. He's looking to lock this down, but it has to be a sick entry, but it's only a leg shot from Nickelback. And now Ariel has to hold things down, and the trade is in from Crad. Oh, it was a sexy double kill, but we end up in the 2 versus 2. Disturbed. Getting inquisitive. He's getting aggressive. He is confident in this one. And he will be able to set on the bomb, but can they stop Disturbed? They cannot. Crad falls, leaving Elliot in the 1 versus 2.
He's got to do it all with this AWP. The bomb is planted for him, and that flash actually really, really smart. Yeah, a player caught blind. Disturbed's going to stick it, but Elliot needs to peek. Elliot needs to peek. Is he going to have the time? No, he's not. Missed shot. Oh, never mind. Hello? Okay. Alien dipping some sauce into this round, but again, it's just not enough time on the clock. He does save the AWP. It is by means of bomb defusal, so extra money in the pockets of the T side. But at the end of the day, all things considered, that's not what they wanted. This double nade stack from Entropiq, cheeky. And then look at this. I don't even know where these two grenades came from. And then afterwards as well, Slowy's like, you know what? No, I'm not done just yet. I'll throw the molly. I'll burn them both alive. Get myself a double kill with the utility. And grant my team a chance to defeat Entropiq in this one. It's 5-4. It's all things up in the air.
Oh my. It's almost it's like that moment, you know. It's just like they see the molly coming in, it's like, oh, we're gone. And now Slowy's gonna continue it. Forrester falls, this time not at the hand of a nade, but at M4, and Zori will finish off Crab. This is a dominating round. And HAVU have the win back in their sails again. The momentum here on Overpass is in the Finns' favor here on this CT side. And so far versus a team like Entropiq, they're looking good. But Alien looking to change that. Missed shot. Still, though, a round to be played. A 3-on-5 is not all said and done.
Let's see here. 5v3. Entropiq really got to fight for something. Really got to find the double kills here. And fine, I'm not too much of a fan of this situation to be in. It is Entropiq though. Let's not count them out of this one just yet. You've still got Alien alive. Talented AWPer, I mean. hit a ridiculous shot in the last, but again, not too sure. Really, really gonna have to fight for some survival. Molly deep towards B short.
Oh, X7.
Here we go. They're going to rotate up. Zori has to go huge. AWP and he turns away. That timing is so unfortunate. Lackey now going aggressive towards Bank. Aerial will pick up on this. Will go for the peak, but Lackey's quicker, and it's a 3v2. All of a sudden, it's another kill for Alien, and it's a 3v2. Entropiq 5v3 to a 2v3. What's just gone on?
Lackey has just walked in solo to the A site and taken down 3 players. He wants to go for more as well. Pushing in through Bank. HAVU will save themselves from Lackey by walking away, but it's a round gifted over. That is a huge one for Lackey. Pushes up to the A side alone. He's only on the lurk. And Zori, I think the timing just loses him the round. One more second if he held the angle, Lackey would have been gone. But again, it's those timings. It's Entropiq though. At the same time, it might be a little bit of luck, but at the same time, it's skill. So all things being considered here, 6-4 at Entropiq. I wouldn't say they get away with murder, but they definitely get away with an unlikely round, to say the least.
100%. 2 safe weapons from HAVU into round 11. And again, I'm just wondering when they stand financially. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout. This play from Lackey, though. I mean, had that all been holding for a second longer, had Zori have just, you know, kept that, this round would have been gone. It's so unfortunate that that timing cost them. And again, I'm a big fan of this. The HAVU timeout, I think, is desperately needed. Oh, where's this? Oh, that is cool. I didn't even know you could look through on Monster there, but hey-ho. You learn something new every day, I guess. Anyway, HAVU timeout. And again, I think that this is one of those situations where you just got to talk things through with your team, right? You've got to go, okay, guys, you know, the money isn't looking too good. What do we want to do? Of course, we've got to force because the loss bonus really isn't there to support us in the next round. So we're just going to throw everything at it, see what happens. We do have those 2 save weapons, which could be a benefit to us. But as quick as we can say, you know, yeah, it's looking promising for HAVU, you've got to realize at the same time, Entropiq now, you know, back and forth, economy, not exactly there. But they are doing a lot to disturb the HAVU side of things, and I think that's where Entropiq will exceed. As long as they stay within that fine line of, you know, causing havoc to HAVU, but, you know, keeping things tight-ish to force more investments, I think that's where the sweet spot is for Entropiq.
Yeah. You know, I do want to notice a weapon that's always been bought up here. Hold on, there does seem to be a bit of aggression here from short. Hold my thought for just a moment. All right, let me get into the point. Aerial is consistently buying the UMP, which most pro players would laugh at. And in fact, he has the extra $50 to spend it on an MP9, but he likes the long-range capabilities of it, and Disturb might like his close-range capabilities of an N4. He's gonna need it, but crad! Instant headshot. 4 versus 5.
Looking really good now. M4 dropped. I'm wondering if that can be retrieved by anyone. Zori looking to go aggro for it. Aerial. UMP, good for 1, and stays. He actually stayed in the exact same position, dishes out a little bit of extra damage. However, at the end of the day, it's a 5v4. We've got 2 M4s in the hands of HAVU. I'm not counting out of this one just yet. And oh my God. Hello? Okay, thank God. I thought it was just going to be one of those moments where they just indefinitely not look at each other, but that kill towards B, I think, is going to signify a bit of a rotate. Forrester's gone aggressive. Nickelback's utility over the top. This round's gone. I'm wondering if X7 wants to just go hyper-aggressive, try and find a kill, get an exit, whatever it is, do something. And another play from Slowy. Okay, nice. Oh, messy from Forrester, but he does get the job done. And yeah, Slowy, AWP in hand, runs away, keep it into the next.
And now, well, he'll go off to save, but 7-4, beginning to become a daunting scoreline for Entropiq, and that was the forward spy from HAVU. The next round likely to be an eco. Depending on which way you want to look at it, it's important for Slowy to hold on to this if they want to have a chance in future rounds. Won't get checked out here towards the playground just yet, so chances of surviving do seem fairly likely. In fact, he actually just caught a perfect timing to slip by. And he has spotted the player outside his playground. So he will hold on to the op. Big stuff to hold on for the next round, I should mention. Because this will allow at least some threat to be posed from HAVU. They can go for the opening pick, or they can play a side execute. Entropiq still have to be about their wits with the AWP still in play. I'm still surprised at the crushing odds that Entropiq have at the moment. Down to 1.1. or about 1.2 if I round up, but maybe for good reason. Some solid plays here from Entropiq, getting their players in the right positions to deal all the damage necessary. And, I mean, again, they're back to their meticulous Counter-Strike, which is what I was favoring early in the game. So, yeah, they do have to strike this fine line here, especially with Slowy going aggressive with the AWP.
This could be big. Really, really good. And there you go. Forrester catches the first. AWP unsuccessful. Now I'm a little bit, you know, my mind is drawn to, yeah, exactly that. You know that the AWP's there. That's the only safe weapon. You can just run away, you know, keep that to you and move on with life. Easy as could be. So I think they're going to just move across, get this round over and done with. Entropiq will find 8. I'm very excited to see, though, the next round where HAVU can invest. You know, the next chance, I would argue, where we could see something. I'm wondering now, you know, what can we see from them?
Yeah, but this entire situation draws back to Lackey's lurk up to the A site. Just that one little 1-second timing has sent this game tumbling. Just one small event has kind of changed the timeline of the game so far. It was looking like it was going to be 5-5. It was HAVU with a nice opener and a decent position to work with in a 4 versus 5. But Lackey turns everything around on the A site and just puts them right onto bed. And so now they find themselves at a scoreline of 8-4. And if Entropiq continue their form, this could easily become a very dominating half. We'll have to see if there's anything more to propose. Slowly will hold onto his AWP, and everything will be okay. We'll have a gun round in play, but HAVU need to strike back in this round and keep things close on their opponent's pick of Overpass to have a real shot. I don't expect them to take this map. On paper, this is a Entropiq map through and through, but if they can bring some confidence going into Dust 2, again, I talked about in the pregame, they could force a third. I think that's the goal here for HAVU, is keep it convincing, but why not take a win while you're at it? Let's see how round 13 shapes out.
Let's see how things go. Oh, Zori opens up. Lackey to trade. Slowy gone. So it's all very close. You know, we're looking good. Again, early doors. Zori taking a bit of HP as well. But Aerial's aggression towards long. I'm wondering if this is going to be sought about from Entropiq. You know, if Alien just keeps holding this, if Aerial decides to go aggressive, you know, he could have a backstab, the double kill play there. I mean, it'd be very risky. He doesn't know who's holding what, but at the same time, you just got to keep lives at hand for the time being. Disturbed. Thinking about this B play, and that's unfortunate. He moves away at, I mean, arguably the best time for him, but the worst time for his team. Good dink from X7, but now Disturbed has to go huge. Spots out the first, going to drop the molly. Really nice utility usage. Again, no caught blind. I think he's going to get pushed upon unless he just dips into the smoke. No way is he going to find any damage from here. No, doesn't decide to swing off that. Going to continue to be a nuisance in the water position. A 4v3, Aerial with full utility. This isn't impossible whatsoever here for HAVU.
Yeah, but I think Disturbed is going to take this opportunity to fall back instead. You can see what HAVU are positioned. They're already towards the long bathrooms and long itself. So Disturbed's just going to walk away from this one. And I feel like it stings a bit for HAVU to give up a round like this. You did have Disturbed in a very advanced position. But I guess, I don't know, it might be a confidence factor to be employed. I don't want to be the man to guess at these type of things in the event that I am wrong, but I guess HAVU just not quite feeling it for that retake. Didn't seem like it was doable. Playing the percentages is the type of style that HAVU like to run. And, well, they might just lose them the round. Eventually, you're going to have to start taking some risks in this game. You're down 9-4, and Entropiq have just a forceful buy ahead of them. Still plenty of guns in store, plenty of cash in store in the event that they do lose this round. So it's going to be a difficult close here for HAVU. They're going to have to put 2 well-composed rounds together to make this a 9-6 scoreline, to keep it as close as it can be. But for now, Entropiq still looking to run similar defaults in previous round, looking to stick to what's been working. This time, though, a nade stack thrown in, and an airstrike. Down goes X7. 3 nades, 1 kill. All combining. 3 musketeers, perhaps. And an opening frag for Entropiq.
What is this utility usage this game from both sides? Not just HAVU, not just Entropiq. It's just ridiculous. They're just throwing everything at each other and it's just working. Yeah. I mean, we had the double molly kill not too long ago. It was Aerial and Slowy, and now we've got That triple nade stack from Entropiq that's found another kill. I don't believe what I'm witnessing right now. And again, Entropiq, even though with that early kill, that early B information, they head out towards A. They want to try and, you know, play the long push where it's quite hard to pick up on noise unless you are on long. Because, I mean, listen. Aerial, quite close, does spot out one. But, at the same time, like, listen, you can't hit anything push past long. I mean, as well as that, Zori's even closer and hasn't detected anything. Entropiq have a very free A site right now. They've got to be careful for this. Utility over the top. Forrester finds the first. Zori sucked into this play. Wants to try and take down this push. Does find it, but surprise, surprise, the rest of the squad's out towards A.
Yeah, nice shot there from Zori, but again, another 3-on-4 retake, make it 2. Zori gets picked off by Elian, who's playing this one way so very well. And now, 2 versus 4. They had a 3 versus 4 in the previous. Okay, make it 2-on-3. Slowy is sandwiched between 2 T-side players, but he's gonna battle his way out through one of them, pushing him through the bank, looking to withdraw a frag. Same goes for Disturbed. The coach showing up huge in this round. The time is beginning to tick, though. They have to find Lackey, and quickly, and Slowy's not ready for it. He has knife in hand, and he's gonna clutch it up for Entropiq. Stops them before they can get on the bomb. 10-4 for Entropiq.
What a round. I am absolutely stunned at how well people are playing right now. It's Disturbed as well, right? This coach for HAVU standing in, you know, trying to... I'm genuinely impressed to see how well he's playing right now. And I mean, yeah, you know, HAVU didn't win the round. They are losing 10-4. Very nice clutch from Lackey at the end of it all. But I mean, I'm very impressed to see that. And heading into the last of the half, I'm excited to see, you know, what's going on. Ooh. Oh, that's unfortunate. Double boost ahead, only slightly showing. They were boosted to the right of the sandbag, not on the peak point. Or the pinnacle point, I guess you could say. Yeah, ooh, see that? Anyway, on the sandbag, slightly to the right. The grenade's good. Zori's even better, though. And okay, this round done and dusted. Entropiq will forfeit a 5th. In a 2v5 situation, Forrester and Nickelback need to go huge. And I just don't see that happening. Nice shot from Nickelback. I mean, not impossible. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, Slowy to defuse the situation. Forrester 1v3, low HP on the mark. Not going to happen. Now, I'm interested to see. We've had Wordfire. We are going to see the utility graphs at the end of this half.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely interested to see.
We even saw a huge nade. They did. So Entropiq called in a little bit of an airstrike. They saw the boost was in play. So I believe one of the players from Monster, might have been Nickelback, threw that nade and actually was able to deal about 100 damage with it. So that'll even add up more to the tally. I wonder if this... I mean, this game could start, like, breaking some records, maybe. Perhaps for the map of Overpass. Of course, Inferno is utility damage heaven, but... Alright. Nice utility damage dealt here on Overpass. Let's go and take a good look at it. This will be interesting. Going into a little bit of a swap. It's 10-5 at the half. HAVU do cap it off with a little bit of a win. So, not all bad there. But we'll have to see. Especially, I'm thinking about that round where Slowy got the 2 Molotov kills. There was, like, probably 400 damage dealt. Let's go ahead and see it. Shifting.
Oh, good God.
188.
So what? We're talking like 400 across the team, and then for Entropiq, Elian yet to launch a grenade at anyone at any point. But still looking, what, 200, 300? Technical pause in play right now. Looking good. And again... The robo voice coming back to haunt us.
Not quite.
Unknown tech issue. Okay, I thought the robo voice was haunting us again, but fortunately, you know, only a little bit of a tech issue. And we'll watch the last round again. Nickelback, a little bit of surge of confidence at the end here. This second shot got me a little bit worried, but the trade there at the end just sealed the fate completely. Bit of a tech issue, as we mentioned. Hopefully, things are gone. I mean, the freeze time's counting down, so I can only assume now we are ready and raring to go once again. Looking in at the player cams, HAVU don't look so distressed right now. I mean, I don't blame them. This isn't their map pick, you know. This isn't anything to do with them. They're just here to play the game. They're here to play this first map. Maybe not anticipating to win because of how strong this is, the map that is of Entropiq. It's the next map, you know, their pick. That's where I want to see something. And technical pause over. We are into the action. Round 16. Lackey taking the early peek. Nothing spotted just yet. Still a 5v5. Still early doors.
Yeah, but there is some aggression in from Entropiq, and it gets punished. X7, that's a lone B-side player. He gets picked. Forcer just frag back onto Zori, and now that retake is on, there's 2 players coming in on the flank, but there's also an aggressive stance towards the CT spawn from HAVU. Which way will it go? It's just a sort of reversal of roles. Now it's the CTs re-executing in through Monster. Slowly gonna kick the Hornet's Nest and awaken them. And Forrester comes out with a sting, a 3-on-4 now, as they're rushing into the site. Aerial's alone. He has to win these duels, he must, but he falters, and Elian holding things down. Disturbed just being watched. Crad not quite able to connect though, but Elian from range will. And that will be the pistol round for Entropiq. The duel's just not quite won for the Finns. And it's Entropiq who are swinging out. It's quite into a heavy lead going into the CT side.
Looking good, looking really, really good right now. I think, yeah, this is now a HAVU where they go, okay, like, you know, what do we do? We're a bit stuck. I mean, utility could be brought forward with the buy, so they did go for it. I mean, respect to them for trying this, but, I mean, Disturb's 3-1 in duels against Forrester. That is a big statistic. Yeah, exactly. That's what you know, I don't want to bring too much hate towards him, but like, he's a coach, you know.
Yeah.
It's that, you know, that's that clip. Days, he's a manager, he's a coach. You know. but genuinely, he's surprised me in how well he's been playing, and you know, just how impressive he's been all in all. I just want to see, you know, HAVU's map pick, where they go. What they do heading into the second map. I think this one we can not exactly write off, but definitely go, you know what? We weren't coming into this map winning. We want to win our second map. We want to win our pick. We want to put things to our third and final. I think that's where HAVU can exceed. Signs of life in the 5 rounds that they've won, but my concern is drowned out by the success from Entropiq. Early start,
right.
I was very impressed by HAVU, but now it's sort of like fizzled out, and Entropiq are all over them.
Yeah, now going into this one is a bit of a force buy. There is plenty of Galils, a horde of them, making their way towards this A site. Crad playing a nice little angle to spot players out in the bathrooms position. Now he'll fall off, and the execute is on here from the Finns. Galil's going to be leading the charge. Disturb the first to fall. A couple more remaining, but it's a CT side who's emerging victorious so far. But the Tech9s can turn it around, but not quite. Now leaving Aerial alone here towards the long position, and only such low HP. Headshot from Forcer to do him in. 12-5 for Entropiq. And that just might seal away this game, considering it's going to be an eco for HAVU in the next. And so I think, I mean, already since Overpass has been picked, I'm sure HAVU have just been looking towards the next map of Dust 2, their pick. And they haven't had bad results on it, to say the least. They had a very close loss versus Skade, where unfortunately they choked their lead just a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of say that under my breath. But, and I mean, Entropiq had played the exact same team and had a worse scoreline versus it. So maybe I set on Dust 2, but right now Entropiq are in full force here on it.
Nice. Oh, very nice from Elian. Very, very nicely done. 5v2. Elian. Triple kill. Won't be given the ace. Brad will find the shot. Aerial. Nice adjustment, but at the end of the day, MP Knights finished the job. 13-5. HAVU, that eco there, you know, unsuccessful at some point. But at the same time, you know, Entropiq now going to uphold this buy. Got to buy from HAVU. This is their last stab. If they don't win this one, it's all on the second map of Dust 2, which, bear in mind, Entropiq have the better win rate. As for the better teams played, I mean, I don't particularly want to, you know, compare just yet. But I do know that Entropiq have played some serious teams on Dust 2 and come out victorious in some senses. I mean, you know, beating Nordavind 16-5, beating VP just at the start of this month. You know, losing out to Spirit, but at the same time, they have beaten Endpoint. They have beaten HAVU on this map at the beginning of last month. You know, we're looking at a team that's played against each other, but I'm wondering if it's going to be a different story. But with Disturbed and all things considered, I mean, you can't exactly write them off just yet because of the unknown factor. In this one as well, I don't want to write them off just yet because it is a 2-man advantage. HAVU 5v3.
Oh, but Alien. Big flick on an X7. Thanks to booster. And Krat can drop the bomb. Krat has done just that. Slowy has led his teammate quickly go down, but there is the trade-in from Disturb. Lucky to keep it in their hands like that. Steal some more re-aggression due in from short, though. Nickelback looking to get inquisitive and get that information for his team, but you can see that HAVU are waiting for that exact play. But I guess Nickelback will hold off for just a bit longer. Bomb will be recovered, and it's towards the A site. Entropiq are fully stacked towards B, fully gambled towards that side of the map. Maybe could consider putting Elian as a solo man on the A site, but I guess your defense just becomes a bit too brittle for their liking. So they'll go ahead, go for the gamble, but it's not going to pay off. They will walk into an empty A site and likely set down that bomb. There is a flank coming in from Nickelback. We actually them four, and Disturb goes down. We actually might be in here for a retake.
Why wouldn't you? You've got the AWP, you've got a kit, you've got everything you want. Just the HP bars, I think, is the worrying factor. Well...
Oh, that's smart from Aerial. He's clearing out the bathrooms. He knows where Nickelback has gone. You can see Slowy's watching it as well. Now Aerial's just going to run and shoot him in the back. It's simple. There you go. Elian. Oh, hold on. Gets Slowy on the jump peak. That was a bit ambitious. Elian doesn't have a kit, though. He'll retrieve it off of his teammate. And now he can actually go for this. Scopes up, but the time has begun to run too low, and he'll give up his op in the process. Maybe Entropiq could have had it. But HAVU stand tall on the post plant.
Yeah, I think this one especially is you know, a kick in the teeth, I feel like, for Entropiq, because you had a chance. In that 2v2, there's no doubt about it. You had a great chance. Just unfortunate you can't get it done. Just wondering, you know, still looking towards this map in particular. I think you've got a hell of a road for HAVU. What, 6 in a row to be 1 behind, so 7 to level out, 8 to get in front. You've just got to, I think you've got to pick and choose your fights, although very nice HE grenades again in Entropiq kicking things off. Maybe not that one from Forrester as much, but a huge amount of HP dealt early start.
Oh my gosh, the nades on this map, man. I feel like they just have delivered over and over again. I wonder, you know, it got me wondering what the record books are like. Like, what's the most... What map has the most kills with utility? Like, how many nade kills were there in a single map? I wonder. There's definitely a record out there. I'm not sure if it's like publicly on HLTV or someone has something and someone recognizes it. In any case, Krad not going to be quite setting records there. He will fall, and now we're in the 4-on-5. HAVU looking to jump on this A site.
Well, let's see what they can do. Elian to hold things down. The scout in hand isn't exactly going to be the prime weapon for some kills, but certainly some serious damage. Missed shot on the first. Adjustment can't connect on the second. Nickelback is there, though. Swings wide. Nickelback finds a double. Aerial back and forth. Lackey, another kill. Zori back and forth. Lackey, another kill. And Lackey again and again. That man pops up in the kill feed, and it's Entropiq 14 to their name now, as they are 2 rounds away from victory here on their map pick of Overpass. Very impressive round, and that was sort of like a bit of a wobbly buy from them. You know, we had the scout, we had not really the greatest of situations, and they emerged the victors of it. So round 21, HAVU's money, next to nothing. It is the investment, but I mean, look at the guns and the utility with it. Lots of utility on the weapon side of things, so I would say second best in this round.
Yeah. I will say, Lackey has changed the course of this game. He might not be the top of the scoreboard in terms of kills, but he's definitely provided the most impact, the huge multi-kills for his squad. Numerous rounds he's won on his own. We remember that round where he lurked up towards the A site and completely opened it on that T side. That changed the course of the half, and now he rights the ship back for Entropiq on the CT side, keeps things stable, not looking to keep things in hand. So now, well, HAVU trying to throw some chaos into the mix, but there's nothing to be found. It's Nickelback to deal with X7 with ease, and this is the force buy again from HAVU. And so things already off on the wrong foot, and it just gets worse from here, you think. Look at this. They already have Elian pushed out towards long as well. They're going to try and reclaim this ground, Retro. And, oh, Slowy even falls. It's just a part at the seams now, isn't it? Elian, one taps, Aerial, and taps away at a second. Give this man an AK. He doesn't need an op anymore. Disturbed in the 1 versus 5.
See if he can do anything.
Oh,
good night. Good night.
No
Elian.
way.
ice in his veins. Entropiq 15, HAVU 6. And well, one more round to victory. 1 minute and 55 until they slam the door shut on Overpass. And the odds over at Pinnacle looking incredibly one-sided. Of course, the replay powered by Trustly. You can see just... Oh, man, this guy. He's feeling it.
Oh my
That is
gosh.
unbelievable.
It took 5 bullets to get 3 kills. There was no spray in there. He was just clicking mouse one. He was the definition of clicking heads there. Now it's going to be Alien. This time he'll go in for the spray, though. Down goes X7 and looking to get this one over and done with our Entropiq and send us straight to Dust 2 with a map lead. 15-6, 16-6, looking on the horizon for Entropiq, unless HAVU want to pull something out of the hat.
I mean, they haven't really got much room to do so. That Galil is, you know, in my opinion, the only gun that can provide the wow factor. Maybe a lucky deagle spam, but again, you got to find some fortunate timing and some fortunate space. And in this situation, I don't think they're going to be given much of it. Entropiq just back away with this one-man advantage. I don't want to press for anything. Grenade goes over. Forrester getting tagged up a little bit, but at the same time, I think at this point in time, you know, HAVU got to group up and go somewhere. We have that short control. I guess that's going to be their opportunity, their option as such. And all is done, I think, here. It is just going to be the push, the pressure, the play. It should be dealt with quite quickly, and that is disgusting from Lackey. Tags up to a third, reloads in the corner, does get taken down. Forrester to trade, and Forrester one tap to close it. Entropiq 16 to their name, and a very laggy Entropiq. Look quite proud about that performance, and I don't blame them whatsoever. Their map pick dished out in some serious style. However, it is HAVU's response. Dust 2, their chance to survive. Find out if they can make it after the break. We'll see you shortly. A great map from Entropiq leaves them with Overpass in their pocket. HAVU's time to show up on their pick of Dust 2, and it has to be now. Otherwise, they will be out of the second edition of the Pinnacle Cup. Of course, I'm Retro joined by 5, taking you through the action here on Dust 2 as well. And already, Alien trying to tap down the head.
Oh,
finally connects. Nice shot to Zori, kicking things off greatly in a 5v4.
Oh, this is what Entropiq is made of, but not made of the most solid stuff. They definitely got the aim, but do they have the resilience? Kratz sure does. 2 kills, looking to make it 3. Spots X7 right beneath him. Actually, rather, that's Disturbed. Still able to double up X7 from the lower tunnels, and now it's Entropiq getting picked back apart.
2v2, Lackey trying to tag on through, nothing too substantial. Dished out to Disturbed. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to play a factor in the post-plum, but still a chance in this round. We have the armor and the bomb in hand for Disturbed, as well as that, the flash and the molly for these two players. It could get quite dicey here, and well, it does for Forrester. All down to Lackey here in a 1v2. He's been spotted out. That smoke for the cross has been used in great effect, and well, now in a 1v2 situation, Lackey probably going to go for that kit and definitely won't shy away from this retake, but I'm just wondering now, you know, like, what's the next step for him? Does he want to try and press forward and find the 1v1 duels? Does he want to just sit back, maybe save the armor, do what he can? I don't know. I think saving the armor at this point, considering its damage, is a bit of a waste. So, I mean, he's looking to try and at least get towards the site and give a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, he can give a crack at this. He does have the kit in hand. That's a nice USP, but does he have the shots to go with it is the question. Getting gooshed up, and it'll eventually get finished off. Pinned down into the corner, and it's HAVU with the pistol. they can go ahead and start working a little bit of a lead off this and get out to a nice start here on Dust 2.
Yeah, decent. And again, that B site, we know how hard it is to retake in a 1v2. It's a bit rough. We'll have to wait and see if things want to change at all. Things go well in any sense. Again, picking things up. Smoke towards middle. Peek out. Lackey. He's going to try and find some damage. Elian getting tagged up again by X7. And he fires off yet another shot this time. Not going to connect to the double scout, triple deagle investment. Not going great from the get-go. Smoke for the cross. Lackey trying to spam at it, have some fun. Oh, very close to Slowy. Nickelback going to get tagged to the volley as well. And oh, hello.
Oh, he
3
spots
people.
a whole. Yeah, he spots a whole team there, a whole family for Entropiq. But he's looking to go ahead and reposition back out towards long. I'm surprised even HAVU are approaching this A site, but they know long is open, so they're going to go ahead and use it. And all right, I thought Elian was going to nail one there. But again, lack of armor lets those scouts be effectively. They turn into AWPs at range, and Zori, he doesn't need an AWP for this one. He'll do it with the MAC-10. Some tags being landed on the cross, but will that turn into a round is a very unlikely one. And while Disturbed dealing with Karad, they'll just dismiss the rest of these folks. And back towards T-spawn they go, likely to hold on to whatever they can, because the next round will be the full eco, and it's HAVU getting off to the right foot here on Dust 2. It's sorely needed, considering what just transpired on Overpass, a 16-6 loss. I mean, of course, HAVU kind of went into this series knowing that Overpass would not be their sort of pick, not be their field of play. Now at the end of this, will they even be able to hold on to the guns? Lackey actually gets it with the USP. Nickelback has been spotted. I think he might survive. There is a player closing in rapidly from the ramp. Yes, hit this nice deagle headshot. Or back off into the corner. One or the other. Flashbang deployed. And Nickelback will survive. All right, he'll get through it. And so will HAVU. 2-0 up.
Close but no cigar to that last kill. It could have been a really important one as well. You know, denying the armor, denying the pistol. It's a big loss at this stage. I mean, Entropiq lose the round, but having that player with armor means that if you pick up an AK, it becomes so much more effective. You know, you can take the fight, you can take the duels. 7 looking for an early opener, can't quite connect just yet. A grenade at Aerial's feet and one shot with the USP. Together totals for 44 points of health. At the end of it all, Nickelback goes very aggressive towards middle, actually slipping towards suicide, and big damage done to X7, but the scout overwhelms even at that range. Oh, okay, Lackey. Very nice. Zori to trade. And again, silver linings to the round. Small damage, but at the end of it all, I think it's safe to say HAVU will go 3-0 up.
Man, I mean, even on the pistols, Entropiq looked so flashy with it. It's an insane shot from Lackey. Unfortunately, you can't really materialize it into a round. You don't have the weapon, armor, well, everything Counter-Strike to win a round at Counter-Strike. I think there's an issue there, Retro. But for this one here, just going to be feeding themselves to the MAC-10 of Zori. 4 kills for him as well. That's some great, great money built on up. And that'll be 3-0 for HAVU. Making the money while you can, of course. Because now, after the eco subsides, there will be the full buy-in for Entropiq. All the guns necessary. Alien on an op. This is his home map. His highest rated map. And I think what's even more surprising about this for Alien is he's maintained that high rating over 44 maps played. This is his home turf. Let's see if HAVU can root them out of it, though.
Slowy going for some aggression. Again, the AWP unsuccessful from Elian. We'll have to wait and see. Lackey.
Yeah, going back and forth.
Yeah, he's giving it a go, isn't he? He's trying to find something. Very slow from the get-go here in Entropiq. And HAVU, I mean, they're not really willing to test all too much until Elian dishes out something like that. Really nice shot onto Aerial. 5v4. And again, they're now keeping HAVU on their toes. Meeting the buy, that's what they wanted.
Yeah, there we go. Entropiq finally swinging out. Man, advantage garnered for themselves. Gained, and Lackey looking to go in. The flick not fast enough, though. X7 with the headshot. You can see that Lackey couldn't quite get his scope on target in time. So that'll bring us into the 4-on-4. There still is a significant amount of players here towards this A site, though. But this op battle between Zori and Alien could decide the round, and Zori's going to take it. Fake frag to find, and now the catwalk duel not going the way of Entropiq. How many players remain? They've all fallen back. Towards the B site they go. Krad and Forrester looking to save. Krad still getting inquisitive around catwalk, but I believe he's going to do the same as his teammate. And HAVU off to a great start here on Dust 2. Again, on their map pick, I said this is their opportunity to force a third map. And off to a great start. You cannot deny that this is all of a sudden in Entropiq's ballpark.
Really interesting to see, you know, that they're now forced to make the move in Entropiq. You know, this is HAVU's map all over. We were talking about how good Entropiq looked on this map in terms of, you know, statistics-wise. They did play on Dust 2 beforehand, these two teams. You know, they did have a good old battle on it, in which case, on Dust 2, well, they've actually played it twice against each other. Entropiq won the first one, 16-9, but then also in the FunSpark Ulti 2021 Europe playoffs series 1, it was actually triple overtime, 22-20. In fact, I think that's quad OT. No, that is triple. Or double, in fact.
That is
double
that's
OT.
double OT.
Double
Still
OT.
a long game.
Exactly that, you know. Well over 40 rounds of Counter-Strike played. I'm interested to see now if what we do or what we say in these scenarios, if they come to life. You know, yes, Entropiq favourites to win. Yes, it is, you know, 60% win rate and what have you. But at the end of the day, you know, it matters these two teams on the server. And we were pleasantly surprised to see how well HAVU did in the start of Overpass. And again, how well they're doing now on Dust 2. If they can keep that up, I have no doubt we're going to 3 maps. But that is a big if and a big but.
Yeah, and I mean, HAVU were able to match Entropiq early on Overpass as well. I believe they got off to the good start there. And Entropiq were able to reel things in to a very dominating scoreline. Can't let it fall out of favor here. As well as HAVU have consistently found good T signs on this map before and have lost their leads in previous editions. So they can't let that happen again. So first step is to get out to a big lead, but the second step is to close. That's what they're looking for here. Round number 5 in play. Op still in the hands of Alien, though. Still looking to be a threat here on the catwalk. And if HAVU overstep their bounds, Alien is sure to punish. That's what made Entropiq such a good team during their heyday. They're looking to reach it here. But again, it's what made them such a very potent team, is they're just able to punish your mistakes. If you make a misstep, there's someone there to capitalize with the frag. See here, pressure being mounted on other sides of the map as well. And Entropiq are kind of kept guessing. Their information is very limited. They're playing in a passive setup, so they're gonna have to fight their way out of an execute, likely.
Let's see, again, it's looking good for the T side of HAVU. Not exactly working the first frag as fluidly as we'd have anticipated, maybe, but at the same time, you know, you've got the gun lead, the utility lead, everything's looking comfortable, and a nice opener onto Lackey. This B site, Forrester needs to go huge. Flashbang out, finds one, but only good for one, and that's it. B bomb site completely left hollow, and I think it's going to have to be another save here for Entropiq in a 3v4. You've got to just take your losses and move with them quite nicely. It's a 5th on the board for HAVU now.
And again, just well done from HAVU. They pushed the CT forces back to the brink, and no one is there to defend the B site. Really, they lose the player, they lose Lackey, and Nickelback has to concede middle, and or rather, Forrester has to concede middle, and everyone just kind of falls apart there for Entropiq. Just forced into passivity, and it allows HAVU to get a very simple B side execute rolling and get the job done. 5-0 to start. How many guns can Entropiq take away? It's important to keep that T-side money just a bit lower so you can start to grind back some rounds, but it seems like 2 will be the extent of it. But it's 5 rounds for HAVU, and you cannot deny they're happy with how it's going so far. Now going into round number 6, though, how will Entropiq regroup themselves?
Let's see. again, you've got to find something here in Entropiq. You can't allow round after round victories like this. You know, they've got to put a stop to this in Entropiq at some point or another, and it has to come quite quickly. That's my only concern for them right now. The longer they're taking to do this, the longer, you know, you're giving HAVU the lead, the harder it is for you to just get back into this game and try and find your mark. I think that's the easiest way of putting it. And Entropiq right now, I mean, you've got the AWP on Alien, yes, but at the same time, have you really got everything around you to support you? I mean, arguably right now, not as great as HAVU in terms of your utility and your space and availability. A bit of a B-stack in this round, though. HAVU taking and adopting more of a strategical way to this round, rather than just blasting it out towards a site.
And this is what they really thrive in, especially because they can hit the shots to back it up. Zori wins a duel on an Alien. Not many an Opper can go and say that. And now a 4-on-5, looking to draw this back towards the A site, and there's only Krad holding behind the smoke. This could be lethal for one or the other. This could go either way, spamming the smoke now. HAVU and flashing through it. Krad goes in for the spray, but he can't double up, and that's huge. Now it's a man advantage, looking to set the bomb down and bring themselves into a post plant. And Entropiq are the ones who have to claw things back, but a huge one from Nickelback. Drops the bomb. X7 to trade. Keeps this one in the advantage of HAVU. Though this Sturb gets picked off. HAVU are giving Entropiq the fights. And if you give Entropiq those fights, they can win these rounds with ease. Now down to the 2 versus 2 Retro.
Let's see. The closest Entropiq have been to round victory. But as soon as I say that, he's been absolutely caught out lacking. Speaking of lacking, Lackey is the last man left, and jiggling around 1v2, spots one out. Oh, he's made the steps, he's made the noise. Holding the cross, well, 2 players spotted. Has found a tag up onto the right floor of X7, but the AWP of Zori out on top. 6-0, HAVU looking strong.
Could have gotten out of hand there. Again, HAVU were just swinging. They thought that Entropiq were already off the save, that they'd given up the round, but you can only do that when the bomb timer is down to 9-on-0. That could have been doable for Entropiq. But at the end of the day, it's HAVU who are winning the gunfights, and that is a big statement to be made versus a team like Entropiq. Well done from Zori to get that opener onto Alien. But the ops are back out yet again. Lackey this time out towards long. Wild blind, adjusts onto Slowy, and nails the shot. Finally an advantage for Entropiq to play with. And now? Well, how will they use that is the question. They're boosting out towards short side. Seeing the flashbangs rain in. Alien's gonna get boosted back up yet again. Ariel could have just spotted that, and I think he just might have. And so that's information for the T side to work with. Still in this 4-on-5, and despite being in the man disadvantage, Retro, they put a great deal of pressure across this map. They've been able to force back the CT side from long. They have the tunnels position in control. They can even potentially split mid to B. There's a lot of options here for HAVU, despite being in the man advantage. And they even have the utility to execute on the site. This is not undoable for the Finns.
Well, let's see. 5v4. HAVU approaching towards B, this double stack. Nickelback will be first contact. It doesn't matter if he goes down. As long as he finds some damage, it's good enough. Because will they anticipate Forrester to be on this boosted angle? And you've got the AWP rotate inbound as well. First player out, gone. Second, gone. Forrester, he's won them the round. Alien's found another kill, but at the end of it all, it's X7 against 3. And X7 with 20 seconds to go, peeks wide, and gets his head taken off by Forrester as well. Really, really impressive. Excited to see now what Entropiq do with this momentum, but as quick as they pick it up is as quick as they could lose it. It swings and roundabouts. Entropiq on the ropes financially as well, so they've got to be a bit careful in the next process.
A little bit disappointing there from HAVU that, of course, they had to hesitate for a bit to let their smoke bloom towards the mid doors, and so their flashbangs kind of just went to waste towards the latter stages of it. Still, you're leading 6-1. It's still a very solid advantage. Can they maintain it, though, going into round number 8? Lackey looking to hold things down.
Let's see. I'm wondering now if this is going to be another Entropiq round. We've got that control towards B. Not really a lot towards A. I mean, no short aggression. Nothing to gather this information. You can see Slowy tucked away in that cubby corner. As well as that, you've got the double push on short. You could go for a mid to B play here if you wanted to, if you're HAVU, but with this long pressure as well now coming in, I think they are just going to head for this A split. Do bait out the AWP shot as well. It's all going well here for the information play from HAVU, but, you know, wasting a little bit now, under half the round. Not really yet to establish a control, and I really wanted to see that from them if they want to play this execute right.
God, and they're going to have to walk into Elian's op. I don't think they're expecting him to be holding this line. Could be very lethal. They're trying to draw him off, and actually they have. The cat execute has worked, and now they can start flooding out from long. Barrel spotted, can't hit the shot though. And now we're into the 5 versus 5, but the trades are starting to go back and forth. Pieces falling by the wayside. 3-on-3, but Slowy with the huge frag. Drops the opper, but now the bomb has to cross the site. That's the next task here for HAVU. They do have this smoke to be thrown in towards CT spawn, but Lackey's pushing up from the catwalk position, trying to deny them access to this. Forrester's pushing in front of the smoke. Despite being in this man disadvantage, it can easily swing back, and it's gonna happen. Forrester drops down Zori, leaving X7 in the 1 versus 2. The bomb has been planted for him, though. Is Lackey aware? He is! Lackey turns, and we have another round for Entropiq. Locked on in.
3 casualties and a bomb plant for HAVU means the buy here is made quickly and easily. They don't have to think about this. It's fine. We just send it right through. We pressure for another full buy. We're going to go for it again and see if we can destroy the economy of Entropiq, because we know it isn't going to be great. That's the thought process for HAVU. At the same time, on the Entropiq side of things, I'm wondering now, 2 rounds in a row, if you can make it 3, if you can make it 4, momentum, again, a huge factor that HAVU have got to be careful for. They've got to stop this now.
Definitely. Just want to keep in mind here that HAVU money beginning to run a bit low. This is a very pivotal round for the game at the moment. Loser of this round, their money will be broken. I think it goes on a bit of a winning streak. HAVU looking to be that team. They got off to the early start, but they've been plagued with their opposition making these comebacks. I think that loss versus Skade is most definitely plaguing them. They walked out to an 11-4 half and fell 16-13. Not wanting to let themselves fall into the same fate, but a B split seems inevitable, and look at this stack.
Slowy gonna peek in. Lackey's AWP as well. Found out. Look at the triple stack we've got going on towards B. I'm not too sure if HAVU will anticipate this whatsoever, but if they rotate to A, this could be a huge misplay. Elian with the AWP will have to go huge, and that's exactly what they do. They've got to be careful of this A pressure. Surely the pennies dropped for Entropiq at this point. No pressure off the back of that utility, and now a little bit towards A. Surely this warrants a rotate. Elian has to pull up huge with the AWP. 25 seconds to go. Clock ticking away. They do drop towards spawn. Elian's got to be careful from this, but the pit possession could help as well. Flashbang. Oh, no. Missed shot from Aerial. Forrester finds another. Elian gone, but the bomb's set down. It's a 3v4 scenario. Entropiq, I don't know how they didn't win that round right there and then. X7 fights back. Nickelback will find another shot. AWP tags up. Zori tagged to half. Lackey, another shot connects, and Crad with the last. It goes very, very messy, but it goes the way of Entropiq.
I mean, I don't know what to make of that execute. Just absolute insanity. Slowy out towards long, trying to pick out the fit player. Just duels going down every single which way. Somehow, though, Alien survives for long enough to buy time for that rotate, and that is so very huge. Aerial missing that spray is catastrophic almost. And it'll put them back down to 0. I talked about the ramifications of this round, or that previous one for HAVU, and you can see it materialize in front of your own eyes. It's only going to be Deagles, a couple MAC-10s sprinkled in the mix, and maybe a B-site rush is going to be attempted here. If you can get yourself into the post plant, anything's possible, but you have to get yourself into the post plant. That's the kicker. Let's get into this execute, because Disturbed is running through with the MAC-10. Lackey with the double ops, or rather with the secondary off, doubling up. And here comes Slowy now. The rest of the cavalry has arrived, but is it that much cavalry? Hold on. Slowy's trying to make a meal of this. Forrester's low, but oh, the flashbang is perfect. And Forrester just barely survives on 1 HP. 4-6, Entropiq are grinding back.
Yeah, this is the worry, right, that HAVU now face is that, yeah, you're 6-0 up, but now it's 6-4. This game's a lot more manageable, a lot easier, I would argue, as well. Very nice from Slowy here, this, you know, double entry and then transitions to the Mac 10. Unfortunate it doesn't work out for them with that sort of fragging potential, but it is the full buy now. This is where they can prove their mark. My question is, you know, do we have the facilities for it? Smoke goes in deep. Actually, for the cross, so they've got to be worrying about this play as well. Elian spots the man out towards top middle. X7 trying to jiggle the play. But surprise, surprise, the AWP out on top. The first kill found for Entropiq.
Huge. And that's both ops committed towards middle, but Krad falls. And that actually allows access to the A site. Slowy battles back. 2 huge kills from him. Lackey holding forward, holding for the execute, but the smokes are allowing them to push forward. He has to go for at least 2 here to keep this in the realms of possibility, but his vision is obscured by the flames, and now he'll burn. 2 versus 3. Nickelback to try and reel it in, but it can't happen, and Forrester will get crunched in upon by Slowy's op. 7-4, fast-paced round from HAVU. It's what you like to see. It's a bit of Entropiq's own medicine served right back to him. And, well, that'll set them back down a peg. Entropiq were able to string together 4 rounds in a row, but a little blip on the radar from HAVU. I'm looking to make it a very large mark on that scoreboard up top. Double op setup brought in play here for Entropiq. Back again. It's been successful in at least the rounds that they've won so far. See if they can keep it up out towards long.
Well, Slowy catches off the opener. Nickelback gone. Elian holding the cross with the AWP. Very aggressive in middle. Hold on a second. Surprise, surprise. There's someone out towards doors. Flashbang's good. Lackey takes his time with the shot. Very nice flash from Forrester. And it's a 4v4. X7's low HP as well. This A pressure, it's going to be counteracted by all 4 players. Everyone's here to go. Flashbang. Forrester says hello to all 4. Finds 1. Huge damage done to Zori as well to extend the lead. But it's a 3v3. Not much of one at that.
It's only Krad with an MP9. He gets domed. There is Elian from the short side, but immediately Entropiq just gets blasted. I am in shock at what HAVU are doing here. They're beating Entropiq outright in the duels. Something that Entropiq are known for is just their sheer firepower that they bring to the table, but HAVU are beating them at their own game. That was a 4-on-4. That was the brawl. That's the type of setup that Entropiq are looking for towards that A long side, but HAVU beat them. Beat them right back. And HAVU are looking to string together the rounds to take their map. This is looking solid so far.
Really, really good stuff. And again, you can see it's oh, Aerial has crashed. But I was going to say, you can see HAVU look a lot more comfortable in this one, right? You know, a little more relaxed maybe into this game. I mean, at least what we can gather from the player cams, you know, it's looking a lot more relaxed, chilled environment. You know, they're comfortable in this matchup, and I don't blame them at all. You know, things are going quite well for them. It is 8-4. They guaranteed themselves at least a little bit of halftime success, but the question is how much of it. You know, 8-7, not really the best of halves that you want. If every round you can pull ahead, if you can take it, then take it, because it becomes even harder for Entropiq to get back into this one. End of the technical pause, though. We are going to be jumping into this one once again. 8-4 the scoreline. What changes need to be made from Entropiq? Well, there's a lot of answers and not a lot of time.
I mean, a lot of their issues would be solved by just hitting the shots. Omega lol. iPad, I guess. There's a lot of ways to put it like that. But right now, it's HAVU are hitting all the shots. Look at this. Disturbed even tapping away. Aerial gets a double. Slowy just sweeping aside the pistols. And it's simple stuff here for HAVU. Not much to talk about in this one, except that HAVU are just hitting the shots. I mean, a 1-on-5 for Krad. I shouldn't even try to characterize the situation. He's going to hope that someone gives a gun straight to him. It'll have to be just dropped on his doorstep if he even wants to get his hands on one. Right now, HAVU will just plant the bomb at the B site without any issue. And there you go. Solid shooting from HAVU. I mean, it's the anti-eco. It's not the most impactful set of kills you've ever seen, but again, more confidence boosting for the side can only bode well for the Finns.
Absolutely. I'm really, really impressed to see this. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off there, but I'm impressed to see now how HAVU have changed, right? This isn't just like a HAVU where we were like, oh, okay, you know, that's pretty cool, I guess. This is like a HAVU that's proving their name, proving, you know, forget about Overpass, we're here on Dust 2, this is our pick, our time.
Yeah.
9-4 the scoreline, right? I mean, penultimate round of the first half, the investment in Entropiq doesn't look too great, and already a first kill in Aerial's favour.
Cracks a hole here from the pit, though, and he's getting crunched in. Disturbed showing up with the frags, and Zori just picks off Alien. It's a bit uncoordinated here from the Entropiq side, and the round just ends on the spot. The duel's lost, and right now, I think Hooch in the coaching chair might be scratching his head just a little bit, seeing what's transpiring here. The trade fragging is just not all there from Entropiq. They're getting isolated into 1v1 duels, or, well, numerous duels, in fact, where HAVU are playing together as a unit while Entropiq are scattered and sort of discombobulated, not quite all together. And it'll leave Forrester to save, if he can even do that. Only 22 HP to his name. And going into the final round of the half, potentially, this will be a very lackluster buy if Forrester goes down, and it's looking likely, and it will come to fruition. Aerial drops him 10-4. HAVU are playing the better Counter-Strike here on Dust 2, and they're looking to bring us to a third.
Yeah, so they're like 10-4, double digits in the first half. Let's not count Entropiq out of this one just yet. As much as I'm a fan of this, you know, this whole play, this everything, I would say, I think we've got to take with a pinch of salt the fact that, you know, it's Entropiq. I mean, auto snipers and a lot of damage done to Forrester early doors. But again, I don't want to count Entropiq out of this one just yet. You know, this is after all their one of their better maps as well, I would argue. So let's you know, relax for the time being. I'm expecting an 11-4 half, no doubt about it. It's just, you know, the pistol is where they can get back into things. As I say that though, Lackey finds a first kill onto Aerial. Substantial damage done though. That's going to be the concern.
Yeah, that's some nice shooting there from Lackey, but again, the damage has been dealt right on back in turn. Slowly taking a couple of chip damage. Now he'll bring in his teammates, but the SMGs are making themselves do. The flashbang's not quite good enough to deter them. And all of a sudden, they've turned this low buy into maybe a 5th round here just to cap off the half. Not bad here from Entropiq. It's still a very commanding lead here from HAVU. But all things being considered, I mean, this isn't too bad from the Entropiq side. It's possible to make the comeback happen. HAVU might still have a run for their money. As Alien looking just to close things down. Zori, 1 versus 5. He's going to get the entire team swinging. A nice flick on the crowd, but one nice shot isn't enough to do it. 10-5 is your halftime scoreline. But Entropiq capping it off. And there's still a game of Counter-Strike to be played. The odds still very heavily, very heavily favoring Entropiq so far, but we still have a game to be played on our hand. Oh, nice little series comparison. Here we go. Check out the stats, Retro.
I think it's interesting to see that we have a lot more on the Entropiq side of things. Yeah, in terms of kills as well, you know, how stacked it is in favor of one side. I think that, you know, I would argue right now that it's very 50-50, this map as a whole. I mean, Pinnacle are saying, you know, maybe not so much, but Entropiq, let's not count them out of this one just yet. 5 rounds, literally the pistol and the first full buy, and that's them winning this, or putting things back level. Nice shot from Slowy to open things up, but it is short-lived as X7 gets taken down by Forrester. It is a 4v4 out towards A. Big miscommunication there. Aerial still not anticipating that, a very bad smoke, and that's cost Aerial's life. Furthermore, Lackey not done just yet as he finds another 2v4 situation. Peekon out from Slowy. Nice adjustment to the first. Bomb dropped as well. Not looking so bad. Jumping up for the information play. Nothing connects just yet, but Forrester on the flank leaving disturbed in a 1v2, and Lackey to happily tap him down chest on. Entropiq 6, HAVU 10, and I was saying, now, this is going to be the forced buy for HAVU. They lose this, they're on the eco, lose the eco. That full buy, right there, the one that in the 4th round of this second half, if they win that, Entropiq that is, right back level.
Yeah.
Right back level.
I mean, and that's a super realistic timeline as well. If HAVU can win the forced buy, then they can call their map theirs. But so far, Entropiq are still looking to compete off the back of winning the pistol. So this could start a chain of events. We'll have to see here. A bit of aggression towards middle. Now the long fight, interestingly enough, attempted here. Nope, they will back off. Never mind me. And so some control taken here from Entropiq. It's what can these Deagles do to keep HAVU on the gas pedal and keep the pressure rolling. But for now, out towards A. Oh, but okay, there's an opening kill from Aerial. His signature UMP as well. I mentioned it in Overpass. He loves buying it over the MP9. And he finds success up towards the catwalk, gets that information towards middle as well. And this long play is very telegraphed here from Entropiq. How many players can HAVU rotate in time?
Let's see. Well, they've rotated one and he's already gone. It's slowly to fall, and a second kill from Lackey. I think this round, all said and done, is going to fall in favour of Entropiq. Good bit of spam. Nice from Forrester to catch X7 on the outside of the smoke. It's Zori and Disturb remaining. Would not be surprised to see a save. Even though, yeah, you know, they're not really going to save much into the next round. I'd like to see these half armor and the full armor respectively be brought forward. You've got a Mac 10 as well that can be dropped across. You've got a Deagle that can be used for yourself. I think there's a lot of stuff that can be used into future rounds that HAVU will bring forward. And I mean, that's what it looks to be as if they are going to do so. Interesting one though for you, Fi. So we ran a little prediction at the start of the game, which obviously the chat can place their channel points on the TEB TV channel. And interestingly enough, 59% of channel points landed on Entropiq's side. So, in fact, our chat is saying that, you know, maybe not 50-50, but a lot closer than what I thought would have been. So, something that I think that they start to believe in. That was during the veto as well. So, they believed that Entropiq were going to win this series. And I mean, so far, so good for them to do it in this series. For in-2 maps, still a bit of a stretch. You know, still 9 rounds of Counter-Strike to win. But it's not impossible for this side, considering as well HAVU on the eco, next round's the buy, and that's where things could really shape up to be.
Right, okay. Is this going to be a B rush from Entropiq? I'm not sure what to think of this. Against an eco, things can go both ways on this execute retro. Things could get dangerous, but they're not going to go for it. They are going to cancel the mission. They're catching some aggression out towards long. They're getting a sniff that this A site is weaker than it seems. And so, I'll go ahead and play the rest of the map as well. So more power to them. Not going head first into a B-side execute. Respect that. Getting more information as well. And it seems like this round is going to be ending towards this A site. Only some pistols to sweep aside. There is Disturb's Mac 10, which could provide an interesting factor, but quickly dropped from his hands. And Alien, I believe he's also spotted slowly towards the ramp side, so we'll have to see what he can do here. The Molotov hasn't quite hit the mark, though, right? Let's see what he can do. Oh, the Mac 10 not quite good enough. Unfortunate for the lad. And it's a 3-on-5 situation. Quickly made 2. And this will be swept aside. But it's the next round we're looking forward to, Retro. It is most certainly the next round.
Absolutely. It is going to be Aerial, the last man standing. Does get tagged up. He's going to be circled in as well. Forrester has the read, has the knowledge, but Lackey has the kill. Entropiq 8, HAVU 10. And this buy, this is it. I think if HAVU can win this, all faith is restored. But if they don't, I'm not a believer whatsoever in the HAVU comeback. As much as I want to be, I think this is a huge stretch for the HAVU side here if they lose this buy. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, momentum's still on Entropiq's side, but the buy, I would argue, very much better for the CT side. We have the AWP and an AUG available, which, you know, we only have a Scout and 4 AKs for the Entropiq side, yet to dip into the AWP Aliens, so interesting to see that.
Alrighty, though, good opener from Slowy. Takes down Lackey and brings us into the man advantage for HAVU. Let's see what their CT side is made of here on Dust 2. They've had issues with it before, but that's a nice start. Still, though, Entropiq have taken the map control. Despite being the man down, they can execute onto this B site, and depending on how successful it is, they can decide this map, but X7 looking to slow them down right at the door. Disturbed in the site. Does get some great damage in before he falls, and that puts the pressure in on X7. They push through the smoke, and Forrester gets the frag. Now we're into the 3 versus 3. And Retro, I think we all know a thing or two about Dust 2 post plants, at least on this B site. It is so difficult to retake.
Oh, let's see. Crowd on low HP, I guess that's something to work with. But as you mentioned, you know, the difficulty in this retake, and as well as that, the utility that you've got with it. You've got one smoke and a kit to work with on this one, and you're still yet to see yourselves onto the site or any control. Half the time's been gone. You've got to run away and save here if you're HAVU. You can't facilitate the retake, especially with this amount of time gone. I would be surprised to see... Yeah, there you go.
No.
Really nice exit from Elian. Swings again. Very nice from Elian, and you'll never guess what he's found in towards middle. Free AWP. Yes, thank you, he'll be saying. Entropiq 9, HAVU 10. One save on an M4. I'm wondering if HAVU want to support this buy or not. I honestly would be taking a half buy around it. I wouldn't be wanting to risk all too much. And I think for Entropiq now, this is their time to exceed. Their time to continue with this momentum and now tearing away parts of their buy as well as demolishing the CT side eco. That's where they're going to succeed.
Yeah, and the Dust 2, the B site retake just comes straight to fruition. I felt like we already knew what was about to happen before it did. Didn't have the utility to bring it together. Now they're going to have to do this with the low weaponry. And this is looking to be 5 rounds on the trot as Disturbed gets picked off, facing into so many players. And, well, Forrester will finish off slowly here. This one is a done and dusted round, essentially. And all they have to do is bring the bomb to the bomb site, but the bomb is still in T-spawn, funny as it is. So that'll give time for Entropiq to hunt down all these guns. Ariel is going to have to fight his way out of this round. They're not even going for the bomb. They're going for the kills.
Yeah, it's so one-sided, so clear, and just see through this play for Entropiq. You know, you can tell exactly what they wanted out of this round, right? This wasn't about doing the winning the round bit. It was about making sure that the money does not thrive. It's disrespect beyond belief, but it's not disrespect because it's smart. Entropiq delaying a bomb plant, allowing people to take that map control so they can then work against the side of HAVU to try and stop the money thriving. It's really, really impressive. So good, and I'm genuinely impressed to see how well Entropiq have handled this situation. 5-10 down at the half-buy. They win the pistol, they win the buy. They do exactly what I said they needed to do, and now they exceed expectations. It's all level. It's 10 apiece. No guns saved. No money brought forward. It's just the lost bonus going for them. Entropiq 10, HAVU 10. Boy, oh boy, do we have a game on our hands.
We're on level stat here, Retro, but there is a buy back in for the Finns. They do have the op back on Zori. All the guns necessary. Bit of lack of head Kevlar, not a big issue considering the guns you're facing up against. A bit of lack of kits, that's the only thing I'll really mention, but altogether a very complete buy from HAVU to try and take themselves away from this, but already a tag on the Slowy and out towards Longo and Entropiq. There's no smokes, but Ariel playing anti-flash. He'll get at least some damage. It's actually traded back by X7 through the smoke, and the nade, underhanded, will blow up Forrester. 3-on-4, but Elian up close can easily frag this one back, but Slowy has the advantageous angle, and this is looking to be a HAVU round.
Well, Crad and Nickel back to do everything. We've got smoke and 2 mollies. This is actually quite ideal for the B play, if I'm honest with you. You can throw the smoke through the doors from lower tunnel. Crad, it's big damage done to him. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's not looking too good for them, is it now? And I think, yeah, it's safe to say at this point, I think they're going to wave off this round completely. More than happy to lose it. They've got plenty of money to reinvest in the next. It's about the damage now. If they can find the kills, Nickel back on high HP as well, bear that in mind. But as we say that, X7 shuts him down, and now you're on Crad. 1v4, 12 points of health. No chance, my friend.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything until Nickelback fought that duel versus X7, but X7 coming out on top there really locks it in. Of course, if Nickelback does win that fight, then A site becomes open. There becomes possibilities, but this one will be HAVU's stabilizing just a little bit. Crad on 12 will actually get the frag on the Slowy. If he can take a couple more guns away from the Finns, then he can make things very, very nice for them, but Zor will put him to rest. Double op setup still retained as well. They can keep this in play. And again, I love calling the double op setup the momentum cannon, because it feels like teams don't expect the double op setup at times, and they sort of haphazardly walk in and give away opening frags. At least for the seat, when you're on the T side, you're the one giving away the opening frags. We'll see if Entropiq can battle back, but HAVU back on the right foot. They have to keep on it, though, because Entropiq are looking to capitalize. Zori towards the catwalk. is playing aggressive. Is Elian going to be aware of this? At times, the barrel can be spotted too, but he'll let him go past. Still a slower round, but a very heavy B lean for the Entropiq side.
Well, here we go. The smoke thrown to anticipate the cross. Elian, right eye peek, and as well as that, it's a peek from X7. What's going on? Elian, a second kill in the round. It's all blown up here towards short. Entropiq now a one-man advantage. They're going to send it right on forward. They don't have a care in the world what's going on. They're ready to press. They're ready to deliver. But look at this pressure from B. It is going to be null and void because of the A presence. But had it have been, you know, 15 seconds earlier, this whole A play would have been ruined from behind. Really, really good stuff. Entropiq on for 11. I'm just wondering now, you know, the save going to happen. Are we going to see a chase from the likes of Lackey and Forrester who have the money? Maybe even Elian drops the AWP over to Crad and takes the AK and runs with his team. I mean, that is a definite option.
Going for this?
I mean, I don't blame them. 3v4. Nice shot from Slowy. Now it becomes a little more available, but they know the double short presence is in. Crad's got the aggressive angle. They are going to continue to press. Good spam. They won't have heard the jump either. So Crad ducking out of the way of the bullets. It is a 3v3. They are saving. Disturb going for the peak. Does find the kill. Made expensive, but for both parties, I think it's the way to line it up as. All of them kill, but no time on the bomb. They run away. They'll save the guns. No survivors for Entropiq, but a round win. One step closer. They tie things up.
Yeah, good damage dealt on the back end, though. It'll definitely put a dent in the Entropiq economy. But yeah, back to 11-11. They do save the double op setup, and that will be dropped back over to Zori. Disturbed will have the M4, so this will be still a full buy-in from the HAVU camp. And they can stay a threat in this one. A bit of a sort of weaker round being posted. Not quite as strong as that previous one. Still, they have the opportunity to replicate that success here in round number 23 to propel themselves to the lead. But Entropiq looking to do the exact same. Looking to lurk through the middle smoke. Oh, this is so cheeky, Retro.
Oh, Slowy, so quick on the reaction. Crad gone. 5v4 situation. Again, Entropiq early disadvantage, but we know they can wind that mid to B play if they wanted to, especially with that mid presence, as well as that we do have a player outside on long, which is Lackey. So, if we wanted to see that short pressure, I don't disagree with it whatsoever. I'm excited to see, though, what they want to do with this round, especially now throwing the hindrance.
They can go ahead and try and go for a bit of a mid to B split. See if Zori can have any impact. Disturbed here on the site, playing up close to these smokes. He does have his teammate in Slowy holding the tunnels, making sure no one comes in on a bit of a lurk. But if you're Entropiq, you're throwing a little bit of, you know, cutting the noise. Misdirection, perhaps. Now they're stomping forward. Disturbed, playing through the smoke, though wants to frag, but his barrel's been spotted. Now they're going to try and jump, and it's down to Slowy here at the back of the site. He needs a second kill, and he'll get it. Now he just needs to hold. He needs to buy time, but he's doing more than buy time. He's getting all 4 kills while he's at it. 12-11 for HAVU, and an explosive hold from Slowy.
What a play. What a man. What a round to step up in as well. 12-11. HAVU now lead. Entropiq on the eco, well, and the next I should say, because they do have enough money up front. I was looking more towards Crad's balance and thinking, you know, what they want to do. They are going to take attack pause, so really, really smart for Entropiq to pull the trigger, take the 30-second breather, allow Hooch to express his opinion, talk things through, and facilitate the talk. I mean, really nice play from Slowy here. Missed shot on the first, and I thought, okay, it's game over. Really nice shot. Again, slowing this one down. Really nice shot, and then done, dusted. Slowy, God, on the B-bomb site there. All said and done. End of the attack timeout. Dust 2 looking choppy.
And that is just a mechanical masterclass put on from Slowy there. He even takes the time to turn away from the flash while scoped. Lovely shooting from him, and you can see he's 22-16. He is far and away the top man in the server off the back of that round. A huge one to be putting up for HAVU. Can they keep it up? Finally, the Entropiq money has been ground down to a halt, but they have to win this round to put it down to 0.
See.
Slowy. Oh, again.
Wow. So slick with the AWP, and yeah, as you mentioned, another kill going their way, another chance where Entropiq maybe could have found themselves a bit of an advantage, but no. Crad gonna get tagged up. There's a smoke dropped on the door cross as well. Huge damage done by the utility. I don't know how Entropiq have burnt so much in terms of this. The flashbangs are good. Crad caught out close. A second kill traded by Lackey. X7 goes aggressive, and it's all left to Nickelback in a 1-on-4. The force buy not working out on the eco. HAVU 13, Entropiq 11, and it seems to be we're going for a 3-mapper.
Yeah, and a lovely, I mean, despite only being 11 and 13, Disturbed navigates that situation so very well. Diving through all the smokes, can bring himself up to at least to get a double kill here. Almost gets taken down by Crad, down to 1 HP, but he's able to get the second as well. And by time for these teammates to start swinging through the smokes, well done from the coach of all sources here. And they find victory from that. Now 14-11. Deagle looking to fight out from T-Spawn. Actually, that's only a Glock of Alien. Never mind. Never mind me. Just trying to get the information, at least, for his teammates. We're creeping in through the lower dark. They could overrun the ops here. There's a few of them, but if they swing one by one, it'll make the job very easy. Slowly continuing his rampage. It's 24 and 16 right now. And he's been consistently winning the duels versus Alien here as well. You saw in that previous round, did a very nice flick to Alien up on the catwalk. Now he gets to just shoot some ducks, fish in a barrel here for the AWP. Just a couple of pistols to sweep aside.
Let's see. Nickelback trying to get the angle right, trying to find the kill, the peak of some sort. Oh, HE doesn't go as deep as he had expected. That is going to be a very, very interesting one, because now the short pressure has been upheld. Entropiq maybe looking for this play. I'm wondering where X7 is right now. He's in towards CT, and look at this pressure towards long that we had. Had they pushed 5 seconds prior, Zori would have been obtained on the peak. Hold on a second. Run boost. Surprise! Here he is, pushing forward. Crad does get taken down, but it buys time for the rest of the squad to pressure on forward. As I say that, though, all the kills go in favour of HAVU. A nice kill from Nickelback, but that is that. It is HAVU 14, Entropiq 11, and a 3-mapper on the cards.
Looking to be, but this is the last laugh here, or not quite. I wouldn't say the last laugh. It won't be the last laugh if they win this round. That's to be sure. Krieg bought up from Alien to serve as a little bit of a pseudo-op. And plenty of AKs, plenty of utility. Say plenty. A couple of flashes missing in the mix, but they'll have to do what they can. It's a long fight, Retro. We're going all in for Entropiq. Slowy, though, can hold it down with the AUG. Now it's Lackey's turn to start pushing through smokes. And, well, he's waiting for one more flashbang. That might just never come because they're all pushing through the smokes, and HAVU are completely ready for it. Unblinded, just get full vision of their targets, and it's a 2-on-5.
Well, let's see how things go. If Entropiq can buy back a little bit of damage, I mean, could be looking good, but at the same time, 15-11, most certainly on the cards right now. I don't really believe so much in this Entropiq map. However, you've got to bear in mind that they are 1-0 up in the series. So, I think it's one of those situations where even if they do lose this map, they've got the third and final. They've got the decider to count upon. You know, this is a 3-legged race where we do see Mirage as our decider, which again, Entropiq, higher win percentage. So, you know, swings and roundabouts this whole situation. Alien. Oh, hold on a second.
He can get in the blind spot.
Oh,
in the blind spot of Zori.
And there you go. A kill granted. Lots of A control established. They throw a deep smoke, but that means nothing to the pressure on out. Aerial finds one, though, and I think Krad's chances just became next to nothing. In a 1-on-4, the Galil in hand. 15-11, the scoreline. HAVU looking good as they are 1 round away from taking us to a third and final.
Yeah, just a very confident long fight being taken by them. Entropiq kind of caught flat-footed. In general, the shots and the coordination is not quite all there here on Dust 2. It might be their most played map. They might have the better experience here, but HAVU are looking like the better team on this map. And going into Mirage, it might say something for this series. Wondering how those odds are going to be looking like when we switch maps. But, of course, that's still a big if. There's still a chance here for Entropiq, but it's a bit of a measly buy. Something scraped together. 2 MAC-10s, a Galil, Deagle, and a Scout. The whole variety pack for the T side brought into play, but no AK-47s or ops in sight. It's going to be down to the lighter weaponry to try and take them across the line, and already the nades softening them up for this incoming cat execute. And Zori is ready and holding. He's waiting. Entropiq have put all their chips into this. It's Dust 2. It's a make or break here for the map.
Let's see how they do. Lots of utility over the top, even a smoke towards CT, which could mean Entropiq dive a couple of players down. That's exactly what they do. Look at this, the hyper-aggression, it is caught out, doubled down upon, in fact, a 5v3, and Entropiq, I think they say goodbye to Dust 2. Lackey, good for one. I'm wondering if the bomb can be planted here with a molly close in sight. It does so. 3v4, but highly unlikely. And exactly that as well. Look at the belts of these remaining HAVU players. Good peek. Forrester finds one. Still burning. Traded out by Slowy. Now a 2v3. Scout finds the tag and a conversion. Hold on a minute here. No way this should happen, but it's looking likely as soon as I say that. It is Aerial with a double kill, and that is good night to map number 2. HAVU take it 16-11. A fight put up nonetheless, and they are willing to go the distance. It's the third and final. It's Mirage. It's the decider determining which team goes through and which team goes home for the Pinnacle Cup Series 2. We'll be back after the break. Our third and final up shortly. A decider between these two sides required to determine who moves through to the playoff stage of the Pinnacle Cup 2 and who goes home 2 and 3 in the main Swiss. It's Retro joined by Fi as we jump through the action here on our third and final of Mirage. We were a little bit split in the break, weren't we? You were saying, you know, I could see HAVU having a shot at winning this one. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not too much on board with that train, but you know, I'm willing to find out. Elian. Yeah. 45 HP clutch to kick things off. Both players right-clicked. Ooh. They're running together though. Oh! Cheeky! Oh! That was like, it was like we were like in a fireworks show, you know, like ooh, yeah, exactly. Anyway, HAVU take the knife. They get to choose the side. Probably going to opt for the CT, and it seems to be that's exactly what they do. Heading into the game in just a second. Let's see how things go.
Yeah, I was talking with you in the break, and I do think HAVU definitely have a chance in this. You can see that the odds were definitely favoring. You can go favoring Entropiq. You can go and check those out. The live ones at pinnacle.com/odds, where new registrants do get a $10 bonus upon betting $10 euros rather. You get 10 euros right back with it. Of course, terms and conditions apply. 18 or older to participate. But here we go. Pistol round, and I do think HAVU have a chance in this one, but again, you got to get up to the good start. They've been doing that pretty consistently here on all of the maps. Will Mirage be any different?
Let's see. Lackey opens up, good kill. I'm wondering if they want to take that CT aggression at all, or if they just want to keep... No, they definitely do. 2 players there, flashbang really good. Forrester and Forrester again. Oh, and Crad once more. Nickelback's flashbang doing God's work. And that is going to be a very quick pistol round in favour of Entropiq. A flawless one at that. Some serious damage done to all 5. So no Kevlars can be saved into the next full HP. So made a little bit more expensive. But at the end of the day, all is well. And they will go 1-0 up. The pistol round is theirs.
Yeah, I want to take a little bit more time to discuss sort of the records. And the recent form for HAVU on this map hasn't been bad at all. A 16-9 victory, their most recent game played on it, over Fiend. And that was their map pick. Fiend is a notoriously good Mirage team. And HAVU took the fight straight to them in that series. Entropiq, on a similar note, have taken some decent wins on this map as well as of late. I believe they had a 16-12 win over, I believe that was Copenhagen Flames, as well as some, or sorry, a 16-8 win over Copenhagen Flames, and some lower tier opponents beaten on this map. So it depends if Entropiq are in shape for this one. They haven't played the map in a couple of weeks, so this will be interesting. I mean, sure, they've practiced it, but in officials, considering how many they've played, Mirage hasn't been quite in their wheelhouse as of late. We'll see if that can change, of course. But for now, starting off with the pistol, will be the force back in for HAVU. Again, Aerial with the UMP, looking to make a name with himself, or for it, himself in this series. Up close. Basically an M4 in this range. Just could get lethal, and there you go. Dink in a body shot will be doing the trick, and he escapes, dives back into the palace, and takes Crad with him. Incredible. Dragging them down through the mud is Aerial. And it's already a 3-on-5 retro. They will regroup towards middle. See what they got. But it's still the heavy man advantage for HAVU.
Absolutely. Really, really impressive stuff. Entropiq, got to be careful on their toes. 20 seconds to go. Oh, missed shots, but Slowy does correct himself. That's another player gone. That's bomb dropped and a 1v5. Lackey's got to do it all. HAVU fight right back on the force. Does have the bomb in hand. 10 seconds to go. No chance at it. And yeah, I think that your full statement could be into full effect. Saving these weapons, I think, is a big ask. I don't think you're going to find many other than that AK initially picked up by Aerial. But I guess if you find them, it's looking good. And that is it. You can't die after time, Lackey. You cannot die after time. And he doesn't. He survives just about so. Really good stuff. Round 3 on the boards. Entropiq 1, HAVU 1.
Leveling up, and I mean, I will say, Lackey should have gone down there, but he holds onto his gun. And actually, well, that's an important one to keep hold of here. It's going to be the force back in from Entropiq, but look at the force buy from HAVU here. Some fiery shots in from Aerial. Love to see it. And if they can maintain that kind of form, we could have a very competitive Mirage on our hands. But we're already live in round number 3, and it's Entropiq's turn to potentially battle back. They have the Deagles in hand. If the entries go their way, then anything is possible. But Aerial looking to lock things down twice in a row. Will get eventually traded, but the guns are still in play here for HAVU. This could easily be reeled back in.
Well, let's see if they can do exactly that. A 4v4, a Galil in Nickelback's hands, and a force buy from Entropiq isn't exactly worst case scenario for them whatsoever. And I'm wondering now, you know, if anything can be made from this. If they can find some extra kills, that extra damage, the extra step to find victory in round 3, well, I mean, I wouldn't count them out of this one just yet, but running into Disturbed, you've got to be careful on this approach. You've really got to make sure things are done correctly. If you run into the wrong person, it could get very, very choppy. Slowy here to assist as well. Flashbang goes in, all the players caught blind, first player crosses, Molotov drop, and again, first kill, no trade, second kill, still no trade, and that's it. Round gone, no doubt about it. It's just about the damage now Entropiq can withhold. In a 2v4 scenario, it's all said and done. HAVU take the lead.
Yeah, HAVU still can deal some damage on the exit, though. Slowy knocked out towards the van. Entropiq are still sticking around, though. They still want some entry into the site. They're going to put in everything to it, and Slowy's going to be making some money while he's at it. The second kill with the MP9, making that cash roll on in. He could even get his hands on a Galil, and he will. So rifle retained. This is a big round for HAVU to win, not just in the frag count, but they recover the weapons, they hold on to their guns, and get off on the right start on the CT side. So many teams are plagued with counter-terrorist money issues, but HAVU have gotten past that in this early stage, and with Entropiq down to the full eco, I mean, they're looking to hold on to their guns. Entropiq need to get some damage in to keep that money low, or this could easily, at least the early parts of this game, could easily spill out of control for HAVU.
Let's see. Oh, okay. First kill in favor of Entropiq. Crad rattles the head of Slowy for the opener. And I'm wondering, now what's the response? The AK has found the mark, so I guess not all bad. HAVU's still got a bit of work to do, but that Galil in the hands of Nickelback isn't exactly going to go down lightly unless Aerial can extend some more damage, which he has done for now, but only a third. And again, in a 4v4, got to be careful. And, well, Aerial, a 1-for-1. The Galil finds the trade. A 3v3 now, Fi.
And this is exactly what Entropiq need. You need the damage. I mean, this is already a success. Getting 2 kills at the back of the full eco. The Galil is still in play as well. And with the bomb up in the palace, they're going to go in and regroup. They're going to connect the forces and try to move as one. Zori getting inquisitive as well. Could easily give this one back, but again, the lack of armor makes it very, very easy for that MP9, no matter what weapon you have. And now Zori, again, peeking up towards the palace. He could have spotted a shoulder. Not necessarily sure. Nickelback, though, pushing the smoke. Zori's actually going to get picked. And 3 kills so far. This is a success. A bomb plant as well. Like, this is just a perfect round here for Entropiq. While, I mean, they're going to be losing it. The full eco gets 3 kills and a bomb plant. You are just in a celebratory mood if you are Entropiq. They will delay a little bit. HAVU to defuse to collect all their guns. I believe the AK is here towards bottom middle, and it is. That will be retrieved, but there's going to be a revise for 3 of these players. And I was talking about how the money was so good for HAVU. Well, all of a sudden it's put into a much worse state of affairs. There's still 6 grand on a couple of these players. There will be residual left over. But, again, they lose that advantage. They can't close the full eco cleanly. And it's... I mean, it's still 3-1. It's still an advantage, but... right now, the economy is at a breaking point for a couple of these players. But the double op setup brought in to combat Elian.
Let's see. AWP, 4 AKs, and a chance. HAVU. What can they do with this? Again, pressure in, Slowy. Holding down the angle. Forrester will slip by. I'm wondering if anyone wants to play peak, if anyone wants to play face in that situation and try and find themselves an early advantage. Right now, the answer is no. But you can only hold this angle for a certain amount of time before someone has to go aggressive. Someone has to peak. I mean, it will be there for a little while longer, but there you go. Already, Slowy opting to back away from the angle. So again, that control towards Palace, undetected, and that's exactly where Forrester will try and slip in and find a kill. They won't anticipate this play. They've been holding it for 40 seconds or so, you know. Surprise, surprise. There you go. First kill found. Forrester, with unbelievable timing to his hands, have granted Entropiq a 1-man advantage.
And that's just perfectly played. That's just the intelligence of Forrester. He hears the drop, he hears a sound cue of them falling away from Palace, and then that's his cue to move forward. Aerial, the only man here on the A site. Can he stop this 2-pronged attack? They're already out through the connector, and X7 caught looking the wrong way. This is likely just to be a save outright from HAVU. 3 versus 5. I'm surprised they're even in the vicinity of this. They need to get away and hold on to these guns, or Entropiq can break their cash and break their resolve with it. Aerial trying to fall back. Lackey looking to hunt. And he's actually going to drop Disturb. Huge shot. Aerial cannot connect. And now Lackey's on the hunt. These two ops are under threat. Alien pushing forward with his own. Will get picked by Zori. But Zori loses his op in the process. This is a success here from Entropiq. They're going to win this round. And they're taking all the guns away while they're at it. Aerial alone. And this has huge ramifications for the future of this CT side.
Well, really good. I'm wondering if they'll let Aerial save. They will not. Denied of the AWP, denied of life, and denied of extending their lead. It is 3-2. Nickelback getting the AWP, throwing that across to Alien. Life is grand for the Entropiq side. You can see the odds still well and truly in favour of Entropiq. But my concern now is, you know, a lot less than what it was. A lot more in the favour of the HAVU side than it was this time a map ago. So, you know, it's not impossible. We were saying that this map is going to be quite evenly split between the two sides. It's just a matter of who can do what. And oh my good God, Zori. Hello, my friend. That is a very nice opener. He finds a quick kill onto Forrester, 5v4, and immediately looking to get that gun and back away. And that's exactly what he does. Scoops it up, and Entropiq a bit stunned in the process.
This is doable here for HAVU. Zori, the only man without a primary weapon, gets one. And Entropiq are very one-dimensional about this. They're all coming out through A main. But Zori has been spotted falling back towards CT. He's going to allow them to have the site. And HAVU want to play this retake, it seems. Right now, though, Entropiq creeping forward. Now they'll deploy their utility and and clear out all the angles. Just got to make sure, at least HAVU, to not get picked in the process. Slowly swinging out, though, wide. Could be risky, because you can see Nickelback and company want the frag, and as the smoke fades, so does Slowy's life. 4-on-4 situation. Alien holding CT. Oh, but that is a fantastic Molotov to delay the plant just a bit longer, but Alien is holding the line. You cannot swing into this man like that. He's getting wallbanged down, and hold on, there's this flank of Aerial to talk about. 3-on-3 situation, and now the utility gets to trickle on in for HAVU, forcing the T side back, step by step, but now Aerial will take it round by round, bullet by bullet. Kill by kill, though, the round is swinging back into Entropiq's favor, leaving only X7 in the 1 versus 2. Spots out the one-man in Crad, and he knows where Nickelback is playing from, but the severe lack of a kit will hurt him in this situation. It's going to be so tough to deal with, and Nickelback has spotted the bomb is empty, and there is no time. X7 will hold on to the AK, and that's the round.
Done, dusted, gone. Entropiq ties things up, and again, this is the worrying factor, right, for the CT side, is that the money's so volatile that now in this situation, HAVU have lost a couple in a row, and it's all gone to hell. You could see, right, X7, yeah, he saved an AK across, but other than that, I mean, what are your teammates going to be doing in this situation? You've got a 2.4k loss bonus, you can afford to sort of, like, half buy in this scenario. If you want to play M4s with limited utility, you don't want to leave that AK hanging out to dry either. So they are going to dip their toes into a little bit of an investment. 1 P250 on Zori. Other than that, HAVU more than happy to forfeit a 4th in favour of trying to get back at it in round number 8.
Boost a couple of players up into the ladder, perhaps trying to catch someone off here. That man potentially being Forrester, but instead it's going to convert itself into a B site execute. There is a small stack, but it's quite at range, and you see Forrester finally closes in on the flank. Lackey dealing damage with the MAC-10, even drops the AK down with ease. Disturb going to pick up the MAC-10, reload it, chamber a new mag, but he won't be able to use it. Elian will pry it from his hands. And that's 4 now for Entropiq. Again, grinding back. But the money finally was built up enough to field a buy for the HAVU side. There won't, or will there? Hold on. I'm not going to say there won't be an op just yet. Aerial has enough money to buy it, but is he confident in using it is the question. No, he will be buying up an M4 in utility. Got to prioritize that if you are HAVU. And Slowy, the same. He'll be dropped down to an SMG to try and convert this one for HAVU. They're down, but not quite out. Oh, but maybe to start off this round, they certainly are. Fast pace towards middle from Entropiq.
Really good stuff, and now, well, it's going to be problematic. Forrester finds an